Welcome to Pembroke Memories podcast. I am Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, as most Pembroke people know me. And my co-host is Philip, or Any, or NFL, as most Pembroke people know him. And both of us are from Calbeck Avenue. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore how Pembroke, a small community in the Kingston 20 area, surrounded by Joesland, just across Washington Boulevard, Marvalley, Trucks Garden, or Francis Land as I know it, Arlene Garden, Patrick City, just across the Sandy Gully, became the epicenter of football or soccer for some people in Jamaica in the early 1970s. Pembroke was also home of some of the most legendary musicians and entertainers of that era. I was still going to Pembroke Primary when every single Sunday a triple header was played at the original ball ground at the intersection of Calbeck Avenue, Pembroke Drive, now Kennel Drive. One morning match and two evening match was played to a capacity crowd. These teams, Patosi Rovers, Carawina, Asphalt, Covey, El Furto, and Dreads, was joined by Marvalley Uenden to play in the Pembroke Corner League football tournament. And every baller in Jamaica at the time wanted to play in a Pembroke Corner League to showcase them skills as the first officially organized Corner League football tournament in Jamaica. In this conversation, we hope to capture the memories of players, supporters, and any members of the Pembroke community, male or female, who want to come and share their stories. Your feedback and support will be greatly appreciated on whatever social media platform you might be listening, and thanks in advance. So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Pembroke Members podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another memorable conversation. Thank you. Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. I'm still in 2023, Jackie. Thank you. And welcome back to another conversation about Pembroke Memories. Me as usual, Lance, our Prince, our Jelly, and those are the Pembroke names to go by, and then one of those names to do. Join me as usual is my brethren, Philip, or Any Fowl. I will know each other from idea when a Calbeck Avenue in the 1960s. We have a very special conversation tonight, thanks to our own Jackie Watkins Johnson, because she's instrumental in bringing the special group who I going to call with this conversation, Pembroke 73ers, because they all graduated from Pembroke Primary over 50 years ago in 1973. Yep. So joining us is Jackie Watkins Johnson, who don't need an introduction, but you can go listen to Jackie conversation episode 17 because she has been on this Pembroke members conversation before. Also joining us is Brian Walters, who called me today and said, Lance, I could use Zoom because everybody more familiar with that. I'm thank him for that. I big him up right up front with that. And you should go back and listen to Brian episode on number 8 because he was also on Pembroke members early in the conversation. Courtney Facey should be joining us. Him don't hear him not here yet, but I introduce him. And you can go hear Courtney conversation, episode number 26. Also, joining us on this third conversation is Martin Brown, my brethren from Pembroke and Meadowbrook. But him the both of them, and you can hear Martin Pembroke conversation number 41. Nigel Joseph, who I remember my namesake, Jelly. Afterwards, I realized him have the same nickname. Is that so here with us? I must go back and listen to Nigel Pembroke Memories on episode number 43. All those links to those podcasts will be in the description page. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button while listening. Also, part of the Pembroke 73ers, as I call it, is Visho Tolan, who me know a long time from down at Patosi Avenue, and a whole heap of football we play together. Me and him on the triangle, I don't know it, at the intersection of Calbeck Avenue and Patosi Avenue. Welcome, Visho, for the first time. Thank you. Welcome. Raymond Shaw to be joining us. If him come in, that's good. And his younger brother Courtney and I were in the same class at Pembroke Primary together. And I think Raymond did go Meadowbrook for a while at Fifth Farm with me. But if him can't confirm that, that's all right. When him come out, if him come in, that's good. Also joining us Audrey Martin, who used to live on Flamstead Avenue and migrated to the US in 1978. Welcome, Audrey, for the first time. Glad you're here. This is a long... Yes. I can finish up. Dwight Henry Jackie sent me the name the late this evening. I want to give everybody a proper introduction. You still live on Pembroke, and Pembroke drive to be exact. From 1964 to 1981 when he migrated to the US. Also joining us late in the conversation is Colleen Grubb, who is also a member of the Pembroke Cemetery Triads. Welcome, Colleen. First time to Pembroke members. Thank you for joining us. And Jennifer Milligan was also a member of that famous class in 1973. So I think I have everybody covered. Welcome, everybody.
You didn't get Audrey.
Yeah, man, I did.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I'm sorry.
I did, Brian. I did.
I'm sorry.
But before I go on, asking of introducing myself, I must pay respect to my friend and family up front. A member of a legendary Pembroke family, Louis Waits. Louis transitioned last Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
And he was a part of that great family on Clydesdale Avenue, who I know from me stop wearing nappy and start at my Smack Basic School, because the basic school was right beside the Twaits family in 1966. That's how long I know the Twaits family. But I start basic school and kind of right beside. And Nigel know the house so well. So yeah. Lou was a part of that family with Pembroke. Anybody in Pembroke will never forget. The original Pembroke baller, Pato Twaits. I don't think Pato is with us anymore. Patrick. Ruben or Cowie. A man who was instrumental in the foundation of the first Ghana League in Jamaica. Yeah, Pembroke Ghana League we're talking about. There's another brother named Roddy. And they have Chummy. Garnet or Sandy, who played with Messi and that famous Dintil Costa Cup team in the late 70s and 1980. A younger brother, Dennis. And they had two sisters, Sonia, who had a better afro than any other Jackson 5. And Carol, who I used to describe, the youngest sister, Charlton and totally terrific. R.I.P. Louie, my brethren, you will be missed. Enough ball you will play for Triangle and Calbeck Avenue.
Rest in peace.
Those Twaits name I rattle off memory, and I'm not sure if I have everybody government name right, but we at Pembroke members would love to have any member of the Twaits family come join the conversation. So with the introduction out of the way, Pembroke Cemetery Triads, introducing yourself, starting first with the person who was instrumental in this. Go ahead, Jackie, introduce yourself first. What's it missing to the on mute? All right, Brian, when Jackie come back, you go ahead, Brian, introduce yourself.
Yeah, she's on.
All right, go ahead, Jackie.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Jackie Watkins Johnson. Attended Pembroke Primary from 68 to 73, graduated in 73 and moved on to St. Louis High. Current resident of Pembroke, and just want to welcome everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Introduce yourself, my brother. Because you have been on these. Reintroduce back yourself.
Yeah, listen, just want to say good evening to all and to those who are joining us who don't normally join us. Jennifer and Colleen as well. Colleen is joining us for the first time. Great to be here, man. As like Jackie, I was there from grade 1. I guess that was 68 when the school started, all the way to 73. I was looking forward at that point to go to either PHC or Calabar. It didn't happen, and I think I went to the school that I was designed to be at. I think I was made to go to JC. So I ended up at JC and, fortunately had some good times there and some great memories, particularly in sports. And it was an awesome time. But I think just going back the 50 years, this class and what it's meant to us, we got together. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, Lance, but we were together a couple of weeks ago in Jamaica, minus Martin and Dwight and Audrey and Colleen and Jennifer. But we had a good time, I think. I thought it was an awesome time seeing these guys in person. And, I'm looking forward to many more of those memories going forward. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Brian.
Indeed.
I'm Visho. Introduce yourself, my brother. First time here.
Yeah, man. Thanks much. I joined Pembroke Primary from Miss Peggy's school. I don't know if you all remember Miss Peggy.
Yeah,
she was
I went there.
So I would have gotten into Pembroke Primary. Went to Calabar But like Brian, I passed for JC. I don't know why I ended up there, but luckily I got transferred to Calabar. And
Unfortunately, is the word.
Exactly. That's what I would have said.
Unfortunately.
I know you make that one the pass, Phil. I know
Yeah,
you
you can't be that
will.
bad. It's crazy.
No, it's an
You know-
unfortunate situation, but he survived.
But there are a couple of things in life that hone us and kind of direct us. I think Pembroke Primary, Pembroke and Calabar High School were very instrumental in my growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still live in Jamaica. I don't think I have anywhere going. What can I say? I'm here, and I'm involved in sports a lot in Jamaica. Currently, I'm the chairman at GC Foster College of Physical Education, and actually today we had a symposium just starting out today and tomorrow. So I'm involved in sports here outside of any other activity, but that's my supposed claim to fame is in the sporting world of badminton. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Bishop. Thank you.
You're welcome, Bishop.
And Audrey, introduce yourself for me, please. Thank you.
I would like to echo some of what Brian said. I mean, this feels so good it's been a long time. It feels so good to reconnect with people whose names are very much, are part of my memory. I remember facing. Because I don't know if it's sister. I know, of course, Nigel Joseph, you lived around the corner from me, Pantry Pant, right beside the Mulvaney's, correct?
Right,
Or
that's correct. That's correct.
Right, yes. And Dwight Henry, you lived up in Pembroke, at the north section, right you're beside Fiona Henry. My parents.
Uptown, Pembroke, that Audrey, Uptown.
Come on, Uptown, that's Uptown, for sure.
Yeah, Pembroke was
Our
divided.
3-bedroom as we get to learn afterwards, yes.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've run into your sister. We're not really good friends. She don't really know me because she was probably younger in Miramar, because I'm in South Florida. I'm right there, the Miramar's Pembroke Pines border there. And you mentioned Lydia where she lives around somewhere close by, 5 minutes or so, because I see her sometime. But I used to see her when I used to go to the gym. So there's certain names and faces, that are very familiar. You never run out of, you just never forget them. Mm-hmm. But so here I am in South Florida. I have 2 children. I mentioned that in the information that I sent you guys, and I'm a new grandmother. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations!
Congratulations!
Because this. Thank you, my dear. This generation look like them not heading down that road too much at all. But
I tell you.
I'm serious.
The
So
future
I
bleak.
also recently retired from the school system.
Okay. You're a former teacher.
Former teacher, guidance counselor.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Audrey. Thank you for that. Colleen, go ahead and introduce yourself. Firstly,
hi, I'm Colleen. I was just in the class of 5A. I just came and did 1 year. So I came in 72 and I left 73 and I went to St. Andrew High School. There was another girl who was in 5A with us, Paula Jones. I don't know if any of you guys remember her, but
yes.
She was also in 5A and she also came to St. Andrew High School. So we both saw each other, and actually she passed away a couple of years ago, but we had a reunion of my class. My class of 78 that graduated from St. Andrew High. And that was the last time I saw her. And, so that was sad to hear she passed away because she was pretty fine at the time I saw her. But then, and then we moved from Pembroke Hall. I went to Portmore, and then I got a job at Calico. And then from there, I worked there until I migrated up here. And I'm here now, and I live in New York.
Yeah. Thank you, Colleen.
Also, I'm not married, never been, and I have no children.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's because I was her first boyfriend.
And Brian
We all
was
remember
my
that.
So she
We
couldn't
all
replace
remember
me.
that.
She couldn't,
Wait a second, you
well,
still waiting
yeah,
to the
Hand
Brian.
it over, Brian.
she couldn't replace me.
Also,
I'm
one more
I'm
All
thing
right,
I,
let's
irreplaceable. That's
Hold
why.
on, let me
I
hear a
forgot
Colleen
to
then. Hold on.
mention
Go ahead, Colleen.
because we used to be we used to have a singing group,
Yeah, the
right?
stylistics, them stylistics. I
We love
introduced
the
her to
stylistics and the shy lights, you
the
remember?
shot. Yeah.
But we
Introduce her to
also
every stylistic
performed.
song.
We also performed at festival when I was there in
Absolutely,
Flyway, but
Yes,
I
absolutely.
don't
Colleen,
remember
and
who
that.
you
Yes,
sang.
Colleen. I remember. Yes, I remember that because the photo that we took at the last day of school.
That
You
we
guys
had
were
gone to
in your
festival and
costume. Your
performed, yeah.
costume, that purple floral costume,
Yep,
that was the
yep,
costume you guys
yep,
wore. You went to
yep,
festival.
yep. Performing festival. I was a festival girl right up until I left.
I know Colleen was the best singer in the class when she came, and we used to sing. Everybody was reminding these guys last week. We used to sing Boombi Yala, Boombi Yala, Boom. You remember
Oh,
that Boombi
that's
Yala
what
round?
we used to sing. Also, remember at our graduation from primary school, I sang the solo at the church.
Yes, yes, yes. I
I
remember you
I
were,
think it was "I'll Walk with God" because I had
yeah,
a
you
really
were a
high
great
pitch.
singer.
You remember? You
I
see how
remember you.
Mariah Carey can whistle? I could
Yes,
whistle.
yes,
All right.
yeah. That's
Wow.
how
Jackie
Colleen
and
was.
Colleen, we don't want to make everybody introduce themselves first. See if somebody's close to
Right,
them.
right,
Go
right,
ahead.
right.
Hold on. Dwight.
Sorry about that.
Dwight, go ahead. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Yeah. So, okay, so my memory don't go back as far as you guys because Jackie was asking me some questions. I'm thinking, holy crap. So I think I started living in Pembroke when I was about 3 years old. So 1964,
Yeah.
started living in Pembroke. I think I live at 98 Pembroke Drive. I'm pretty sure. I used to live close to one house to the right was the Nibs, Leighton,
Nigel,
Peter.
the nibs them. Yeah.
And so Nigel and Claudette, they're gone about 30
Really?
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I know
wow.
that. Yeah.
So,
And that
Wow.
other brother. There were two other brothers.
Nigel.
Dwight.
Yeah, there was
Huh?
Peter. They all came to GC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nigel passed away maybe about
Wow.
3 years ago, and his sister passed away maybe about 4 years ago,
Claudia,
and it
wow.
was kind of
Yeah.
tragic. Yeah, because she left him as taking care of the kids, and
Yeah.
a year later he passed away. So it was pretty tragic. So
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
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 so
Mm.
I was telling Jackie that the Tappers, Donovan Tapper. So John is married to my sister Joan.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
They've been married. Yeah, they've been married for years. Yeah. So after I left Pembroke, went to Calabar. Left Calabar, went to Cass, and then went to. When I was 21 when I went to 20 when I went to the U.S. and joined the army. Was in the army for 18 years and been on 2 combat tours while I was in the army, and then after. I worked in the medical department for the Army, did some modernizing for the Army, left that, went to Microsoft, and I've been with Microsoft for 25 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This year will make
Awesome.
26 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dwight. I'm a namesake, Nigel or Jelly.
Yes. But you know, they have Nigel and Jelly also.
Yeah?
Yeah, Jelly is what Raymond Shaw gave me as a nickname at primary school, maybe in grade 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it has stuck. It has stuck all this time throughout Calabar and all of that. Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. My name is Nigel Josephs. And same I started Pembroke Primary in about 98. But I went on to 74. So I went
98
on to
or 68?
98.
sorry, 68 to 74 because I didn't get through common entrance at grade 5. So I went on to grade 6. But from there I went to Calabar, and from Calabar I went to Exeter Community College, then started working at Jam Intel. And from Jam Intel I went to Maritime School, and it took me on basically 4 years. And then from Maritime School I went to Exeter Community College, then started working at Jam Intel. And from Jam Intel I went to Maritime School, and it took me on basically 4 years. And then from Maritime School I went to Exeter Community College, then started working at Jam Intel. And it took me on basically 4 to my present career, which I'm a marine pilot. Yeah. Don't know what else to say really.
No,
But,
man.
it's been a formidable tour, the life tour, and I've
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I am enjoying it still. Yes.
Yeah, Nigel, thank you for coming back. And Jennifer, first time here,
Yes.
welcome. Introduce yourself.
Hey
Hold on
guys,
a
I'm going to
second.
switch over to my phone.
How
So
you
give
do
me a
the
few minutes.
All right,
video?
Vishu. All right,
Don't
go
leave
back.
us no
I'm going
Yeah.
to
visuals.
switch over.
Hang in there
No,
with
no,
us.
I'm going to come back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Jennifer, go
Okay.
ahead.
How you do the video
Just hit
so that I can?
Just press on your image, and then you're going to see the options to do that.
it should be on
All
the
right, I
bottom.
say
And you might have to go out and come back
none, add,
in.
blur. I
Yeah,
say none,
exactly.
add, blur.
Right. So you switch
No,
from
you see
none.
the video icon, a video icon that is. Yeah.
No,
No,
she
You know, like a
just
skipped
camera
it
press
because she
on
person.
it.
said,
Press on the icon. I did, and then it came up with a whole bunch of stuff at the bottom.
It should be. Unless you want to go out and come back in. Let me see.
No.
I know.
Because
No, don't come out.
hold on. I don't know.
I'm going to ask you to start the video, and it might. Do you see a prompt? I just sent you a prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Start
hit
my
that.
video.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, man.
You're on.
yeah.
Ah,
You're on.
good.
All right,
Hello.
go ahead, Jennifer. Introduce yourself.
Hi. My name is Jennifer Milligan. I don't know why people mess it up. It's every 3 letters, but I thought I graduated before 5th form because I don't remember going to 5th form. I think I took the exams early, and so I was 1 year ahead, and I got a scholarship to Ardennes High, and I went to Ardennes, and I graduated there early. And then I moved to America when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came here, I had an aunt who thought she knew everything. She put me back in high school, which made me very upset because I wanted to just take the exam to go to college. And she made me suffer 2 more years. So for 2 years, I became Americanized. I did not have to study because I did all of it already. And I was hanging out and running around and still doing my grades, but I've lived in South Florida for, I want to say 14 years. I had my daughter when I was 30. I moved to Georgia in 2005. I've been in Georgia since. I like Georgia. I like the cold. I'm an accountant, a senior accountant. No, I did not take the CPA. I did my bachelor's. I am doing my master's in forensic accounting. And I have 2 granddaughters with 1 more on the way. And I think that's everything.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds like a full plate.
It was.
So we lost Martin, it looked like.
Yeah. Well, one on the probably call him and see if he want to come back in. And see if he want him to come back in. And Phil, reintroduce back yourself for me quickly, and then we get tonight.
Yes, let me first say welcome to all the guests tonight. It's a pleasure having you all. And as Lance said, my name is Philip Enne, aka Phil or Enne Fowl. Original Pembroke man. Pembroke primary 74 to 79 and Kingston College 79 to 84.
Yeah.
And thereafter work at several places, including Tankwell, Wissinko, even Kim Lane Group of Company. Migrated in 93 and now in the good old Northeast, dealing with this cold weather. But what you gonna do? That's life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, make the adjustments.
Yeah, thank you, Phil.
Indeed.
Thank you. All right, the first question I ask you, because I listen to the group, as I said, Pembroke 73, as I want to graduate in a 73. And maybe not all of you can say, but you can take this first, Brian or Jackie. When I started Pembroke primary in 1968, that then, who were the first batch of students?
Yes.
No, we weren't. I think we were the
second or third.
Second or third.
So when
The third.
But when Pembroke started, the
when
primary
the
school.
primary
I think
school
it's
open up.
65. I think it's 65.
No. It
Okay,
started in
because
68. It started in 68.
So Uno have been the first batch in Brian.
yeah, that would have got to be
No,
the
we
first
weren't.
batch.
We weren't the first.
Why
We
It
not?
weren't
started
the
in
first.
68. We were the first batch.
Started.
We were
Yeah,
the
has
first
No,
to be
batch.
if the school.
Brian, that's why it didn't start in 68.
Well,
I'm going to find a photo with it. We
yeah.
didn't act because there were people ahead of us. I remember there was a class ahead of
No,
us.
no,
Yeah, there were
Jackie.
classes ahead of us, but it doesn't mean that we went into the first grade class. And
Yeah,
my
man, the
brother
first.
started
Yeah,
in
that's the
grade
question
three.
I asked, Brian. You're right. That's the question I try to ask. Even if there were
Yeah.
children ahead of Jackie, I said the first grade class would have
Yeah,
been.
we're the first grade class.
That me I try again.
No, because
Okay.
I can remember when I used to attend the basic school, Miss Champagne's basic school, and we went
Yeah.
to the back of the yard. We could look over and see those kids playing at the primary school. I could see them playing and wanting to go there. I remember kids were playing in the yard.
And
Yeah, we
I'm,
were the
Big
first
field
class.
behind us. We were not. We
I'm
were
sorry,
not.
the school started in 1967.
Yes, I think in '67 the school started.
Yeah.
Well, then
Right,
you
so
guys
the
are
year
the second
before.
batch.
Yeah.
Part
Yeah,
of the
we're
second
the
batch.
second batch.
Audrey, you were saying something?
No, I agree with Jackie.
Okay, you weren't the first, but okay.
Yeah, we were in 67 it started.
Okay. I said Visha joined us back on the phone. And
Right.
Visha,
I am back. Can you guys hear me?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
Are
You're in the dark.
You
You're
can
in the dark
settle a
now,
debate
Bishop.
of Visha because you live right beside the school. Why you're the Pembroke primary start?
60, could be 66.
No,
We
67.
started in 68, could be 66,
No, 67.
67.
Probably 67.
One
But
of them.
we weren't
One
the
of them
first
is.
batch. Lance was asking if we were the first, but we
Yeah,
weren't the
and
first.
that
we
class,
weren't the
by the
first
way,
batch,
if everybody remember, it was Miss Christie who was our teacher.
Yes, I remember Miss Christie.
Yes.
She's my favorite teacher. Miss
Yeah, she
Christie.
was awesome, man. An
It
awesome
was
lady.
nice.
You see
It
why
was really
I
nice.
asked, my brother was a year ahead, and he never come a Pembroke first. I used to go doing the park primary
Marvel.
until Pembroke
Oh.
open. He would have
I
started.
think, people used to go Marlborough and Jewsland, I think, before Pembroke.
Right.
And doing
My brother went to Marlborough,
the
and
park.
sister went to Marlborough.
And I doing the park. I think he used to go back when I return to school, St. Michael's primary. I don't remember, but yeah.
But it could be 66 or 67.
Yeah,
But we definitely were not the first batch. We were
I
not
know,
the first.
I
No,
know.
we're not.
There's a photo with the start. We remember when we went down by the school. I think I took a thing where they have the sign with the years that started. I'm gonna-
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at it on Google and it says 67.
Okay.
Okay.
67.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank God for technology.
That's for Jackie's brain.
Technology carry on
I'm
sometimes.
telling you.
That too.
It actually
Yeah, you
says
can know, sir.
founded-
Jackie utilizing the privilege.
The privilege.
And the ginkgo biloba.
I see that.
Let me ask the ladies them who have not been here before some questions. So, Audrey, I'm going to start with you first. You live in Pembroke and you say you live at Flamstead Avenue.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You started.
Across from Miss Peggy's school.
Okay. So, what were the early days like for you in Pembroke as original? You came to Pembroke at what age?
I don't know. My parents came maybe like in 62, 63, 60, and thereabouts. So, nothing in particular. I just remember, distinctly certain people like Nigel, for sure, Jackie Watkins, for sure, Vishu, for sure. Vishu, let me ask you something. Your middle name, your middle name is One Out?
No, you see, I have a story to give you guys about
There's certain things that have stuck in my
that's what I
brain.
thought when I was in primary school.
Oh, I don't know why. That was just something.
No, you're correct, Audrey. I mean, now that I can speak about that story now, because
Vishu, you start a break.
Having a feedback, Vishu.
I always thought my name was Vishu. Oh, sorry.
Oh, problem.
Yeah, the wife.
Right. I grew up in primary school thinking Vishu was my name. And Audrey is correct because One North was supposed to be my middle name. So it was Vishu One North or Vishu North Tolan. So when we were taking common entrance was the first time I saw my birth certificate. The first time I saw my birth certificate was at age 10 in 1973.
Yeah.
And I saw this long name, Vishwanath. So my full name is Vishwanath, not Vishu. And I saw a completely different middle name, Daudat. Again, it's an Indian name, right? Daudat. So Audrey, you hit that one on the head. Because I grew up in
I don't know,
primary
it's stuck
school
in my
But
head.
you know
and
that's when a lot of people. Yeah, that's when a lot of people find out the name, the right name, the spelling and all of that.
Common entrance. You look at
Right,
your birth
common
certificate.
entrance or whatever. Yeah.
So,
The spelling and all of that.
So,
Yeah.
Thank you, Visha. I'll come back to you. And you, Colleen, I'm going to go to the ladies them first. You say you came to Pembroke in 5th grade. You started living in Pembroke at that time, and where you were living before you came to Pembroke?
I started living there, but my family, my mom, dad, and my sisters and brother lived in Pembroke, but I didn't.
Oh.
Explain.
How come?
Is there a story behind that?
Because hold on. When I was born, I was the firstborn child for my mom, and both my parents did not work in the same parish. So she would have sent me to my grandmother, but my grandmother was pregnant with my aunt. So they had to put me somewhere. And so my grandaunt they lived in Kingston. And so I went to live with grandaunt as a baby. And then over time, I got attached to them. And so I ended up living there. But I would come to Pembroke on weekends. My dad would come for me. So I'd come home like a Friday and I'd stay, and then they'd bring me back on a Sunday. And that went on for years and I also went to St. George's Girls, but they figured I wasn't doing great there. So then they said, come home, we're going to take you permanently. And so that's when I moved to Pembroke. So, and then I moved there in 72. And then I had to do summer school to get into that class in 5A. That's how I got it.
So, hold on, Colleen. So you're saying you were a country girl when you come up from Pembroke?
No, I told you I lived in St. Andrew. I lived off Walton Park Road. I went to St. George's. Girls School.
She went to St. George's.
St. George's Girls School is on Church Street, downtown. I used to take the bus by myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody now do that no more. I used to take the bus by myself when I was 6,
See that
7,
Jelly
and 8.
straight gangster.
Yeah.
By myself. The bus would come from Pembroke too. The 40 bus.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was down Walton Park Road, and I would take it all the way to downtown and Paris.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
The original Jolly Bus.
You're a bona fide one.
Original Kingstonian.
On that clock, you're born, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Colleen, Colleen, I have a question for you. Your sister, the youngest one, Sandra, is Sandra? Sandra is her name?
Yeah. My youngest sister,
She's still so single?
I don't know, I don't think so.
She's still so single.
But yeah,
she's so single when she
until she was a teenager.
Yes, I remember that.
But me now go fault her still because me suck my tongue and me still do it up to this age.
Okay.
So hold on, before I move on, Colleen, how many sisters there were?
I have 2. I have Angela. Angela also went, all of us went to Pembroke Primary, all of us passed common entrance through Pembroke Primary too.
And you were living in Pembroke at some time, and they moved to Portmore.
We moved to Portmore when I was in my last year of high school.
Okay, at high school. Okay, I got
it. How did you feel about that?
Moving to Portmore?
Yeah.
Long story. I wouldn't even get into it. I was happy to be going with my parents because we had been separated again because they were buying the house in Portmore and it didn't come through, and where we were living at. So we moved from 11 Lasquenet down to 33 Lasquenet Avenue. We couldn't leave Lasquenet Avenue. Apparently there's something was on Lasquenet Avenue we couldn't leave. And finally, the house we were living at, the last house, they sold it
Or
before.
was it on Potosi Avenue? Something on Potosi Avenue.
Yeah, probably something on Potosi. She couldn't leave.
I think Brian, what number
No,
Potosi were
Brian
you
was
again?
on already.
80,
Brian was
80.
like in third form, right, Brian?
No, hold on, come again. Say it again.
He
Repeat.
left in third form.
Brian, oh, you missed that,
You
man.
know, as close as Brian and I lived up the road, I don't think I saw
Well,
Brian after I passed the Andrews.
No, I saw Colleen a few times coming home from school. You know, as you guys remember, I was running and stuff and playing sports. So I never traveled during the regular time when I was in high school. I was actually the first one at JC when it was dark because we're doing daylight savings time, and I would come home again when it was dark.
Yeah.
So we never.
And my dad used to pick me up after school. So as soon as school let off, he was there. And I went straight home. So I never saw Brian. I don't think I saw Brian again till I came here.
That's because I was hiding there.
Your father people on a tight rein.
Hey, by the way, Lance, you know that she lived close to Lance, who recently died. By the way, I mean,
Prince.
Yeah, she lived close to Prince.
Never saw you. And the Nicholsons were right there. And we always went up to Triangular Field and played baseball. What are you talking about?
All right, thank you.
Well, Lance, for the listeners, you know, probably they need to know that Brian and Colleen were an item in grade 5.
We'll get to that.
One fire stick easy to catch.
Go around the table. Jennifer,
Yes.
you said you used to live in Pembroke. Why are you moved to Pembroke? And how long you live in Pembroke?
I did not live in Pembroke Hall. I did go to Pembroke Hall from 3rd and 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to, I lived up on Lyndale Avenue near
Yeah, man, the boulevard.
the mall. What about near right beside?
Rebels Bar attack.
Yeah,
No,
right
man,
beside Huenden.
Yeah. Okay.
Huenden.
Right.
I used to go to St. Cecilia Prep, and then my mom and dad bought a house off Lyndale, and my aunt taught at Pembroke Hall Primary. So they sent me there.
Oh, what was your
My
aunt
dad
name?
had
Jennifer? Sorry, what was your aunt name?
Jen Roper. I think her last name Roper.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But me never like her.
I don't remember.
Anyways, that's why my mother sent us there. She was mean, I think.
Oh, your aunt.
Helen Roper?
Roper.
Helen Roper?
No, Jen. Her first name was Jen.
Oh, her first name was okay.
That's why I don't like people calling me Jen.
Yeah.
We'll come to blows because of that.
Yeah,
But
that one run deep then.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I used to love to play dandy shandy and baseball out in the gravel area because it wasn't grass.
Right.
I remember that well.
And so I'd always be late to class. And if there is a nemesis sitting on my shoulder that just tap on her brain, she always asks me. So when she catch me, she always want to cane me. So, and I don't know what is wrong with these women that think they're going to cane me till I cry, and I don't cry. And I look them straight in the eye, real evil, and it make them mad. So this is why I didn't like that woman. One time she beat me in front of our class, and I never forget it. I never forgive her for it. But that's me in a nutshell. I always book the system. Not that I was a stupid child. I just wasn't challenged to the point where, my brain waves just did their own things.
You tune out. Yeah. Follow your own tune. Yeah. Thank you.
Lance, is Martin back?
No,
Martin is back?
I don't see him. See if you can call him, Jackie. I don't see him. See if you can call him.
Okay.
Yes, Dwight, I coming to you, as an uptown man from Pembroke, from the Pembroke Cemetery. Talk to you about it. I mean, your early days at Pembroke.
He's on mute. You're on mute, Dwight. You're unmuted. There you go.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to ask a question, Brian.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So So I actually loved being in Pembroke. Like I said, I got to Pembroke when I was about maybe 3 years old when I got there. Could be earlier. But I remember the first school that I went to was, I think somebody mentioned it. It was this lady had the school in our backyard, and it was on a hill, a dirt hill that you go up. And, because I remember leaving from there to go to Pembroke Primary. But I think I lived there in Pembroke for about 17 years, and I think Pembroke was some of the best years of my life, because if I think back, a lot of times I think back in the past to see, when the times when I was most happy was actually growing up in Pembroke. And I think the one part in Pembroke that actually stands out too is the church, Methodist church.
Lots of you went.
Yeah, and so that was a real, when I got into be a teenager, in high school and stuff like that. That's where I spent a lot of time there. The one person I always remember a lot is Vishu, because I remember when Vishu was this one of the smallest guys, right? And everybody used to grab Vishu, put his head under the arm, and rub his head. Everybody used to rub Vishu's head.
So I was the smallest guy around town, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, man, but you had the best hair in the world, man. So everybody used to love just giving you noogies in your hair. but Richard he was the.
I ain't got much left though. I don't have much of that left.
That's okay. But it was, Richard was one of the nicest person, one of the most fun person that you could ever meet. But he was always, to me, he was very memorable. As time, I pinged his brother like 2 years ago, and I asked his brother, "Where's Vishu?" He said, "Oh, he's around." Right? But I never could see Vishu online or anything else. So when I found out that Vishu was in this group, it was good because I got a chance to see him. And then when I saw Vishu picture, I'm like, "No way, that is Vishu."
Vishu does not look like Vishu, not at all. Vishu, we know.
I agree on that. I suggest that I
look like a small, slim person.
Like good wine.
Yeah.
Completely changed.
So, Dwight, quick question. You said you mentioned a couple people in the introduction who I didn't know, because I think one of them and I were in Pembroke, the Nibs. Who are some of your neighbors that live up at Pembroke Drive in the early 60s? Where you remember?
Yeah, it was the Nibs was 2 houses from me. It was Peter, Claudette, Jimmy, Leakey.
I remember.
And Anne, and so they used to live there. Across the street from Leakey was the Tappers, and Johnny and Donovan, and like I mentioned that
Donovan was in our class,
right?
And so Donovan actually became he went into the Air Force. He became a doctor. In the Air Force. And like I said, Johnny got married to my sister Joan, and they live in Florida. So, just thinking about, trying to think through, those were the close, we're pretty close to those people. And there was, across the street from me was Mrs. It was Lorraine and her brother, I think I can't remember his name, but they live right across the street from me. And,
so you would have the Wallens as well. Patricia. Patricia was in our class. Patricia Wallen.
But they left long. They left Pembroke long, a good while ago. Before I left. So I didn't see them a lot during my time there. And then do you know that a cart? There was what's the forest?
I couldn't never pronounce her name. Is it a car or a quart?
A quart.
So they call themselves a cart, but people call them a quart, but it's a cart. And they had all a lot of sisters, and then a cart himself was Rastafarian and stuff. So
the original,
and then his little brother and all that stuff. Yeah, so that family went to a lockdown. Permacar was some of the best days of my life.
So for the turnout, not much alone did have the connection there.
Yeah, they have the medication.
I don't touch it because if I smell, I can't text people that smoke cigarettes. I get sick just smelling the smoke.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's a good thing that I wasn't able to partake.
You know, with brothers or sisters, Dwight?
Yeah, I had it was 8 of us. I have 7 siblings. I have 5 sisters.
Wow.
And then and 2 brothers. So Norman is my older brother. He lives in New York. He's a surgeon, and his daughter's a surgeon, and he just had a grandkid. And then my other sisters, they're nurses, and some of them now are business owners and stuff like that. They live in Maryland.
Where's Vivian?
Vivian is in Maryland. She's and she's a nurse, and she went back after she been a nurse. She did getting blood oxygen, and then she moved into being one of those nurses that are like a PA,
nurse practitioner.
Practitioner, yeah. And so she does that now, but she works for herself and with the government, and so so all of them, I think when I look back and think about it, all of my siblings are still alive, and that's really in these times. This is like really you look at that and it's not usual, right? Where all the siblings.
Yeah, when you have so many.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, though, because I mentioned something, and this is not no disrespect, because no people live at my house, though. You see, I 8 now. How much bedroom?
Let's see, because we had built on to the house, we built on additional, but we had about 4, 1, 2, 3. So it was about 5 bedroom.
Okay. You're not bigger land.
Real uptown, Jelly. Real uptown.
I have something to say.
Moving on up to the east side.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
My mom and my dad beat him by 1 because they had 9 children.
Yeah.
6 girls, 3 boys. In a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathroom. And the living room had that pull-out sofa, of course. But, I mean, it was
that's so
chaos.
creative. That's how creative the parents were back then.
We have a 3-bedroom. When we just move a Pembroke, a 2-bedroom, and about 10 away. Right?
Lord.
So, because I have 2 sisters and brother, and I have cousin and auntie.
And it was the neatest house, right?
Yeah. Well, I was the baby.
I mean, neat as in nothing was laying around, because when you're on top of one another, you have to stay neat.
Yeah. No, man, that's all we're growing at them time. That's why I'm asking the question. No disrespect to Dwight or none, because I the same thing around my. But you just say we never have the 3-bedroom house on a Calbeck Avenue. But with the other hand after a while. But when you just move a Pembroke, like you the same year, 64 we move a Pembroke, Dwight. So it was But I didn't, I'm glad I asked that. And Audrey, I didn't ask you, any sisters or brothers?
Yeah, there's one sister, Marcia. She's a year older.
One sister.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vishy with us? Who is ZT Blade Brand 831? This is 2.
I'm assuming that's Visual as well.
I think Martin said that his battery
Martin
died.
might have come back
Said
in.
he said his battery died.
Yeah, Jelly, that is a Samsung phone 831. So 831 is a Samsung phone. So probably Visual.
No, Visual. All right,
I wonder
Visual.
if
Maybe that's a Martin. I'm for identifying him. But may I ask Visual a question though? Because Visual, you are the closest one to Pembroke Primary. Out of all, you almost live beside the primary school. Remember, down at the bottom of Patois there beside. How much brothers and sisters you had? I remember you had, and you were what? You were in what? What rank you joined at the family?
I am number 5 out of 6.
Okay.
So I was the youngest boy.
Damn.
So we spoke about that earlier, Winston.
You call out them name, Bishop. Call out the birth certificate name and them nickname. I couldn't know how we are talking. Yeah.
Okay. He would have been the guy who used to hang out down by Bull area and them and the Tim.
Yeah.
He was the eldest. He went to KC.
Good,
So that's
good man.
Winston. So he became a doctor. Still lives in Mandeville.
Yeah.
He's still practicing well. I think he's retired now.
Mm.
Then there was Ron. Ron
Yes,
went to Calabar. And Ron lives in Miramar. So for all those who are there in Miramar, family is there. Then there was Kamla. She went to Wolmer's.
That's your sister.
Yeah, man.
One
That's
of
the
your
eldest
sister.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So she went to Wolmer's, girls. So she lives in Miramar also. And then there's Mikey. Michael, they'll call him Beck. Went to Calabar. Yeah, man. And Mikey still lives in Jamaica. He lives in Duane Park. And then me.
And then you, okay. And then your younger sister.
And then another younger sister, Romy, who lives in Miramar also. Okay. She went to Wolmer's.
Yeah.
So 6 of us.
So half one in Miramar and half one in Jamaica.
Yes.
How that work out?
I guess some of us don't want to leave Jamaica. The truth is, and I can share this. Winston, we all got the opportunity. Winston said, no way, he don't have no reason to leave Jamaica. He was happy here.
Yeah.
I also have the green card, and I think living in Jamaica is nicer, so I can't bother. And Mikey lived up there for about 6 months and decided to go back home. And can't bother it. Yeah, man.
Oh, so the three that are Jamaica, then are the real Jamaicans.
The real Jamaican. And I am a nationalist. I'll be honest with you. I am a nationalist. You can't tell me nothing bad about Jamaica. No matter anybody want to tell me.
We need more of that for the country to turn the corner. Believe you me.
You don't say nothing at all. I finally live for how long. But Bishop, you're a brother them. Our Pluto Sherry dancing about. No more Jamaican gone abroad.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're not going to boss. We live here, we stay here.
Jelly and company.
In reality, we all have to. And I have a son who lived in Florida, lived in my Miramar for about 2.5 years and came back home. He said, Dad, this is not me. He can't contribute as much as he'd love to. So he's back in Jamaica. He's doing well here. And if I can dare say, we are a family of volunteers. We love to volunteer to do things.
Yeah,
and
that's
Jamaica provides that platform that we can do that. My involvement in sports is all volunteer, nothing else. I've never been paid to be doing sports or anything. So we give a lot of time.
Yeah, so how you feel I live right beside the primary school? That's like...
Why? It's never good, because every lunchtime you have to go home because your parents say you have to go home for lunch. And the fact that you go home for lunch, what you're doing is eating the day before dinner for your lunch. And none of us as kids love leftovers.
And nobody never microwave them time there.
No, man, I wish microwave. We say all that rice and peas on the rice. When you have to hot it up the next day, I get burning out the pot. There's nothing in microwave, so you have to eat that. And then you can't leave the house until like half hour before the break. So it's not like you get 1 hour for break. You have to go up, stay till 11:30, then you go back to school. So, the manners, man, enough manners.
Yeah,
enough manners.
And the parents' eyes are right there.
Oh, trust me. Hey, but remember, guys, we grew up in the era that if we do anything bad, and our next door neighbor, the lady down the road, sick.
Listen, the true meaning of it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, man. That's how we grew up. So we can't do nothing bad on the road, especially on Potosi, top and bottom. Hell no.
Same thing with last minute. Same thing with last minute.
When you say Miss Lindsay would have grabbed you.
May I tell you, man? Mr. Lindsay.
Miss Scott was, wow, pepper.
Bishop, what year you come up from Pembroke, if you remember?
Could be about 6 to 3. I think I came when I was about 1 or 2.
Okay.
But we weren't the early settlers. We actually bought from someone.
Okay.
But I was about at least 2 or 3 or something like that.
Okay.
So but my brothers, my two eldest brothers went to Greenwich Town primary. And then Kamla and Michael went to Marvally. And then me and Romy went to Pembroke. So primary school was really available until 67, 68 when we got a chance. But before that, the others went to Marvally
Mikey and Kamla.
Right,
So,
right.
you know.
Normally would have
She
been
live
the
across
closest
from Jean
primary.
McDermott. Jean
Right.
McDermott family.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And
She
Jean,
passed.
yeah,
Jean has passed,
Jean
right.
passed.
Oh,
Jean
Jean
Right,
passed.
right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Couple years now.
What
Couple
about,
years
is
now.
she used to call Janet? Or is that a different one? That?
No, Janet is the younger sister.
Yeah, Janet and I were in Pembroke primary together. Yeah.
All right. Yes. That could have been.
So who had mentioned Paula Jones? It was who?
Me.
Colleen? Oh,
Yeah.
who? Colleen? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know she had died. I didn't know.
Yeah,
But
I
was
think
it
she
Paula?
passed from. I think she passed from cancer. It's a classmate
Because
from
I
high
used to
school.
see her. I used to see her. But was it her cousin Heather Bent?
Oh, yes, I'm
Oh.
Maxine Bent.
Paula is Owen Jones' sister.
Max Bent, right. Weren't they cousins? Yeah, man.
Yeah, they were cousins. But did she have a brother named Owen? I'm friends with Owen. You remember that, Colleen?
No, I don't know. Paul and I we were in the same, we actually were also in the same year in high school, but we weren't that close.
Okay.
Like
But
I had a
remember
group of
Paula.
friends. She was very quiet. I was quiet too for like the first couple of years. So we kind of just went in and we just kind of gravitated to different people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember her. But
Yeah.
Heather, they were cousins. Heather was in the class.
Okay. I don't know about Heather.
All right,
Again,
Nigel.
as I said, I didn't see her. I didn't see a lot of them till I saw them at the reunion like 30 odd years later, and then she was there, and then I saw her. And then I remembered we were also in high school together apart from. So she came through primary school when I was in 5th grade, and then we went right through high school in the same year.
Okay.
Before I come to you, Nigel, Vishu, I have another question for you. When you come up from Pembroke, Mr. Lindsay Chap, did it open?
Yes. When I grew up, he would have been one of the first persons, for sure. Mr. Lindsay.
Okay. You come there.
Mr. Lindsay's shop.
We probably came and saw him there. Me a little picnic them time there. Little boy, me don't even know anything. But growing up, he was always there.
Yeah.
He had one of the first, he was one of the first persons to have a black and white television, Mr. Lindsay. I used to go over there to watch TV. Yeah, man.
I hear your house empty now, because I'm laying in the top about Mr. Lindsay house, like, but them not for listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
But you know, he passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And things. So,
then we all used to go and buy our bun and cheese. Mr. Lindsay
next
shop.
door.
Yeah,
Get the bun and cheese.
5 cent bun and 5 cent cheese jacket. That's all you needed at the time. Yeah.
Okay. As much as that? I don't think it was so much.
Yeah, man. 25 cents could have worked. Bun and cheese and drinks and change later after I left school, man.
Hey, when I go high school in first form, my lunch money was 25 cents a day.
Jamaica was on out Joshua.
25 cents?
25 cents a day I used to get for lunch money at high school.
Yes, that's why I used to get the Fisher. Yes, 25 cents.
That should be right. I remember when I went to St. Andrew High School open day, they were selling burgers for 32 cents. And a donut was 10 cents.
Yeah.
Pizza was 25 cents.
When you think about that and you see the price of things now in Jamaica, it's like I said, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's
can't believe it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
So
13 cents.
So
13 cents.
And a nice piece of cheese I get from Mr. Lindsay. So Nigel, I know you have been here before, right? And I don't hear from you from what will come in here tonight, I know. All of these people you remember from Pembroke primary, or some of them look strange to you?
Well, Dwight Henry, his features has changed. I don't quite remember him. But
you start breaking up, Nigel.
Yeah, he's freezing.
Nigel, yep.
Connection.
Could be his connection. Your Wi-Fi, probably. Turn off your video, Nigel. The Wi-Fi might work better without the video.
On screen now. Okay.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi probably work better without the video, Nigel. But Brian gone, okay.
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get closer to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sometimes the Wi-Fi work better without the video, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I think that is more a feedback situation.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
When
feedback?
Yeah,
Hear me better
yeah,
now?
much better now, Nigel. Much better,
anytime
yeah.
you hear it sound like,
Talk again. I will hear you.
Yeah, go ahead,
whenever
brother.
it sound like that, like a robotic thing, it's a
Yeah.
feedback.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the house,
Okay.
but the light is not on right now. But
It sound better.
yeah. But, remind me of the question.
No, I just want if you remember all of these people when you see them on the
Yeah, man, I remember them. As I said, the only exception is Dwight. But I remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's amazing to know, say, well, you guys been keeping in touch because I'm sure if when you guys left Jamaica, especially whoever leave young and y'all went to different ways, if you haven't seen each other for like say even 10, 20 years, if you could really see the person and at point blank, boom, remember who the person was. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Good question.
No.
Good question. But
Because
Well,
people change.
I would
People change
recognize
over
Brian.
time, and then people change
Brian
over
looks
time,
like
and then the
Brian.
thing with ear.
Yeah. Some people. Go on.
No, let me ask
No, I
Brian a
was just
question.
saying
Because,
ear.
yeah, go ahead, Phil. And let me ask Brian a question.
No, I was just saying, you know, when you come here, it's a whole new different ball game, and you're on the run and you're eating a lot of processed food and so on. You're gonna make changes physically unless you come here with some serious discipline. So for somebody to say, you know, they can just see somebody and remember them, then more power to your memory. Because people are
the,
going
the truth is though,
yeah.
I mean, a few people still look the same. Brian looks the same. There's no
Is he
change
not
in
going
Brian.
to
We
Bishop?
saw
We want
Brian
to
last
know,
week, and
Brian,
boy, we were
what the
amazed.
secret? Because
Brian
trust
hasn't
me,
changed.
you look the same.
In better sell a secret, especially to the woman them.
What?
But
Even
even woman no want
Nigel hasn't
age.
changed.
This
And
man
Jackie
wants to
hasn't
die.
changed, but everyone else. Dwight, maybe I would recognize Dwight. He still has some of his features.
Yeah.
Colleen for sure, no. Audrey for
No,
sure,
Audrey look the
no.
same to me.
Jennifer for
Audrey,
sure,
I would
no.
always recognize
Me for sure, no.
You're kidding.
Bishop,
I don't
what
think
you
anybody
said
would
about me?
recognize me.
What Bishop said about me?
I said Jackie hasn't changed. But neither is Brian nor
He
Nigel.
complimenting your Jackie because I know say you have your fire stick close by.
If I saw Bishop, I would say Mr. Toland's still alive.
Yeah, that's father. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
All of the boys have let their father know.
Well, the only reason why I knew Bishop when I saw him was because I've seen him on the television, on the news, like, because he's involved with sports. And when they said the name Bishop Toland, I said, well, I know it. That's the only Bishop Toland. That's the same Bishop Toland.
He's a national celebrity.
I would have.
I knew his face. Right, so I knew the face. So when I saw him, I booked him up in Price Mart and I said, Bishop Toland. And then he said, yes, Jackie Watkins. And I said, you remember me? And he said, yes. But I would not have picked him up if I
No,
never
man,
saw him on
she
the
looked the
TV.
same.
But remember,
No,
Bishop, there was an embarrassing moment on my part. We went to look for Parky in the hospital.
Yes.
Parky's a mutual friend. And went to visit him. And Bishop was already in the room when I got there. And he said to me, Nigel Josephs. And I was wondering who I was talking to.
Yeah, who is this guy?
He identified himself. I would say, yes, Bishop. Yeah, that was embarrassing for me. He looked so different. Yeah.
Well, I guess I've aged, yeah. The hair is no more. That lovely hair that Dwight
You
spoke
had
about.
Bishop.
It's gone.
Lots of year.
It's gone.
So Brian, me now make it slipping on. Want to know what the secret is, and then I just say, are you in a sense? Talk about it. What is the secret for you after all these years? You look the same way. I recognize you.
I think the secret is limited in the nightlife. But Vishu, when we got together a couple of weeks ago in Jamaica, Vishu was saying that the secret was I'm still married to the same woman. But that's why. So, yeah. I don't
She don't give him any stress.
She don't give him any stress
at all. That probably would stress you.
She in the bunker with you know.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Tread carefully when you say those things, you know.
Yeah, no,
Being recorded.
But actually, I think it's waiting him there. I think I work out every day still, every day, and that's what I've been doing since we were 10. When you guys were sleeping, we were up the hill running, man. From we left Pembroke Primary. From I was in first form at JC.
And you know, so that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a contributed to your maintenance and your local
And I
exercise, eat right, and most importantly, get your sleep at night, because sleep last at night.
I don't do the nightlife thing, so
because sleep last at night can never be regained.
Yeah.
I know rest is important to your physical and mental well-being.
Absolutely. And I tell you, I will start graying yet. Maybe if I grow a beard, or
you sure?
I'm positive. And I can
yes, no dye, no just for men.
Zero, I can actually bring my wife or my kids in here. My parents, by the way, my dad, who died a year or so ago, I just started graying, and he was close to 90.
Wow.
I don't believe
it's the genes. It's all about the genes.
It's all about the genes.
Yeah, but Lance, forget about genes. You hear what he said?
Oh, he had a salt and pepper, not quite, and he had a
right, but
listen. He had a thing where
not an idiot's gray.
Half was black and half was just salt and pepper. My mother, when she died, she never had gray. Period.
Tomorrow I might have to exhume them and do some forensic study, so we can find out them. See if we can extract some of them genes.
So Brian, the same thing with Tennis and Jeff in terms of like the gray hair?
Yes.
Oh, really,
yes.
yeah?
This is the last time I've seen it. But 10 I see often.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing with 10 and Jeff.
Yeah, sir, if just for men find out that about you, then probably kidnap you and do some research for you.
Cream.
That's
well, it's the same for me. The same for me, the green.
But my parents grayed very slowly, and my mother died. God rest her soul. She was never great.
The only thing I know can really promote that maintenance of the black hair is you have to have very little stress. You have to be somebody when nothing don't really bother you.
I think probably genes as well.
Yeah, but listen. Listen, when you start aging and then you add the stress factor to it, I'm telling you, you're gonna agree.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
I think
stress is so bad. People don't realize how bad stress is.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, no, I think I'd share this with a group when we were at Pepper Time in Jamaica. I'm not sure if I did. I'm going to repeat it though. I remember when I'd met Foggy Barrows, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with who he was.
Yeah, man.
Track coach, yeah. And he and I were very close. And one of the first things that he had taught me was, he had said to me, Brian, listen, the key to running or winning, and just life in general, is to always be calm under pressure. Don't just always be calm under pressure. And I've used that. Actually, it helped me learn how to swim, because when you just start learning swimming, or when you just start swimming, and especially in that deep end, you panic. You can panic.
Deep end or shallow, it don't matter.
It don't matter. Once you can't feel ground, you start panicking. If you've ever swum, and things like that. And I remember just keeping that in my head. In pretty much every situation.
You almost have to numb your body, because I remember when out of school I was working at the Y, and this girl that I was talking to, I worked there, she swim for the YMCA speedos. She tried to teach me to swim, and she said your first have to float. So you stand up in the pool against the wall and take one of your foot and push yourself off. And all I could see myself doing like a submarine. I'm going down. And I could never allow myself to float. And I remember she kept saying, I got to relax. But it's hard. Because it's something I wanted to learn to do.
Yeah. Relaxing under pressure was all I want to think. So I've kept that as a, sort of as my own personal motto going forward. And I've always remembered that and kept that.
Do you were about to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, so So like I mentioned, I did 18 years in the Army. I've been to combat twice. And the reality is you can manage stress, you can stop it, right? Because your body is being stressed. You can deny you're going in stress. And what people do a lot of times, instead of managing the stress they're going through, they tell themselves that they're not. And then one day you end up in a hospital because you have a nervous breakdown. And so even in combat, so when I went to combat, I was actually on the front line. I was in a tank unit. I got shot at by tanks. I've been in situations where the mortar rounds coming at the units. My job was to take care of the battalion. I ran the hospital in the field. I take care of all the patients that come in. We got hit. We had a lot of soldiers that lost legs and these different things. And so I managed the hospital in the field. So the thing that you do is, a lot of times the soldiers say, well, I'm scared. And you tell the soldiers that, don't focus on what can happen in terms of getting hurt and all those stuff, because you're seeing the battle is less than 600 yards in front of you. You see tanks getting blown up. You see the choppers coming in and firing everything. You smell burning body. You see all that. And so what you have to do is you focus on the task. And so when they started bringing in bodies and stuff, what I do, I had two PAs. One PA, he just went nuts right on the spot. When he saw what was going on, he couldn't do it. He went inside the back of the track and he just lost his mind in terms of being able to be functional. So it was just me, one PA, and four other medic soldiers that we were managing the entire hospital in the field. So the thing about stress is, yes, you focus on the task, you manage the task, you do your job, but it doesn't stop your body from getting stressed. And so what you can't do is ignore the fact that it is normal. Mm-hmm. The body does get stressed. You can't control that. Yeah. That is how the body reacts to environments, right? You have to be really sensitive to that, and then you have to release the stress, right? You have to, whether you pull back and go somewhere or whatever you do, but you got to manage it, because even when I'm out the military environment, even in the job at Microsoft for the 25 years, I've had a lot of my employees on their way home and they end up in the hospital with heart attacks. I've had people doing, they're doing exercise, they get heart attacks doing exercise. They're doing stretching and stuff with these classes, they get heart attacks. Then they never knew they were going to get a heart attack. They felt like, oh, I'm enjoying this job. I love the job. I keep telling them, it's going to sneak up on you. And every single time, it always does. Mm-hmm. So don't ignore the fact that stress is real. You can't stop it. You can manage it. And so, the thing is like, when we talk about getting great, there's a lot of people, it's genetics, right? Some people get great at 20. Some people get great at 18. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
different.
Give us started great from early, yeah.
Right. So it just happens. Stress actually does hasten it a lot, because, if you're going into a lot of stress, you're not managing the stress, you're right, Phil, it does take a toll, because your body starts changing, start releasing these things that give you more gray. And it's a good way to tell that something is going on in your body. Mm-hmm. But the other part about being gray is you earn it.
Guys,
because there's a lot of people.
You leave it, Bishop. Hold on. Before you leave, Bishop, quick question. I know you have a meeting. Give me your best member of Pembroke before you leave.
Pembroke Primary.
Both of them. If you have
But
to.
Pembroke Primary has to be just a camaraderie. Just going from grade 1 up to grade 5. I think for primary school, I was spelling bee champion, so that would have been a good memory.
I never know that.
The other one is, and you guys mentioned Crush. I actually had a crush on this girl, but Brian had her ticket, so I couldn't go anywhere close
Hey,
to her.
don't listen to him, Colleen. Don't listen to him. Okay.
Praise the
People
Lord.
a crush on me, Bishop.
All right,
Primary
Bishop,
school,
before you
right?
go, quick one, because everybody I get them questions. Yeah.
Send them home, Lance. Send them
No,
home.
hold on. Your most embarrassing moment. Make you look back on with a smile.
Oh Lord, there's so many of them, boy. It's hard to pick out anyone, but there are many. Trust me. Um, it's just to get one. That was I think the question, but there were many embarrassing moments. But Pembroke has been a great community to have grown up with.
Yes, it
It
was.
formed who I
Awesome.
am. As
Awesome.
I said, Pembroke
Awesome.
Primary, Pembroke and
Absolutely.
Calabar formed
So true.
the person that I am. And I have to
So
give
true.
a lot of credit and thanks. I mean, Pembroke had the football. We played a lot of football in Pembroke.
So
Embarrassing moments would be playing football on the road, scrimmage, and my dad
yeah.
enters the avenue, and everyone on the avenue knows when my dad enters it, the Tolan boys have to run,
Yep.
and we have to fight. We have to get to him
They have to
before he gets
retreat.
there.
Feel that
Yeah,
feel
man.
like that, innit?
And especially if he drove, if he had a drive home and passes us, it's hell and high water when we get to him, backside for us.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're not
Exactly.
supposed to be on the road, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that is a common thing.
So,
That's a common thing.
Yeah,
Very
but it was
that's
fun. Fun
normal
growing
running.
up in Pembroke. It was really
So
good. But
so
good to
Fisher,
catch up with you guys.
you
Sure.
live in town or you live in the country?
No, man, I'm in Kingston. I'm up by Waterworks, up by Constance Bay.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
And I
Oh,
know you have to
okay.
leave,
Yeah,
but you
top.
no longer have the house in Pembroke.
No, that was sold maybe about 15 years ago.
Okay, okay.
15.
Wow.
My parents migrated to Miramar.
Okay,
So they
okay.
went up. So
Okay.
we sold the house. So my brother lives in Duane Park, Winston lives in Manville, and I'm in Kingston.
Okay, yeah.
So we're
Oh,
still around. Not
right.
going anywhere.
All right, Bishop.
Jamaica
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah,
Hey,
man. Thank you,
thanks
Bishop.
for being on, Bishop.
All
Thanks
right,
for
guys.
I know you
Let's
have to
keep
yeah,
leave.
talking, yeah?
was
Yeah,
a
man. Let's
pleasure.
keep talking.
All right,
Great to see
Audrey.
you guys. Take
I'm
care.
coming
Bye
to you
now.
now, Audrey. Thank you, Bishop. Your most memorable moment at Pembroke.
Oh, wow. I think it was going to Miss Peggy school over there because I just learned so much. That was such a good base for us. You got to start in school at I think it was age 3, 4. It really set the tone for me. I think for most of us for education, especially when you make a comparison here. You learn so much. All the people interact with, and I still remember like Janice Mills and her sister Grace and everybody. I can't see their faces. I'm Facebook friends with some of them also. Raina Wilmot, I remember him. I don't know if you guys remember the Hewitts. They weren't there for too long. There were like 4 of them. Avril and yeah, some of those guys. I mean, there's just the people that you grew up with. Because prior to getting involved with you guys, the next group that made a real impact on me was are the people I met in high school, and I'm still very much friends with them. And I keep the ties to Jamaica. I used to go down like once a year, and even if I don't, they come up, and it's it felt so good to be able to even go back a little bit further when I managed to connect with you guys. I mean, I guess when you get older, they say you become more sentimental, and
Yes.
you really appreciate the connections that you had with people.
The
You know,
bonds. That's when
early
you see the
years.
value of life.
So what?
I said that's when you see the value of life.
Yes, that's important.
Yeah. And the same question I have, Bishop, Audrey. The most embarrassing moment you can look back on with a smile.
Well, I don't know, because I would say my parents, but not really my parents. My mother had us under manners. Like we should say, you can't go nowhere. If you see the car, my father Green Avenger, around the corner, or my mother yellow Toyota coming on. Everybody scatter like when you turn on lights and cockroach.
That's all our life. Everyone of us.
No matter. Oh yeah, Miss Matty, Miss Matty. Everybody's like scatter and headed. So the embarrassment, that you're not as free as you think you were. And even when we went out to like fete or something like that, and my mother would send my father to pick us up, and he always come too early. And wherever we were, he found us. You know, you just feel somebody tapping on your back. Okay, let's go now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
Him never have a tape
When I
measure.
started, it was
Audrey
only
never have the
my
tape measure I walk with.
parents.
Audrey, you used to
Anyway,
live.
I'm headed to Jamaica, God willing, this year for the 124. I was there in 2019.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
hoping
may
to
I ask
do
you
that
something?
at St.
You used to live on Flamstead. You remember the Bennetts? Winston.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yes, I'm in contact with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
Winston and Ivan and Roy. Roy passed away, yeah.
Roy passed away, yeah, but I have their numbers, Ivan and
Yeah,
Roy.
man. Winston had been on the program, man. Winston. But I have his number too, because I know them good.
Okay, then.
Yeah, man, because
okay.
Ivan used to live beside, 2 doors beside me.
Okay. Yes, they live in Pines.
Yeah.
Yes. I know them.
Yeah. Let me ask you a quick question before we go to Jennifer. Now coming to you, same question. All I got the same question, including Jackie, so she can't go and think in her head what you got to tell me. Audrey, how long you live at Pembroke? From what year to what year?
We left in 78.
All right, so if
I
say to yourself, you know the Green Hornet, you don't know what the Green Hornet is?
Green Hornet, jeez. The cartoon, the comic strip.
No.
But there's something else. My head kind of fuzzy there. My head fuzzy.
All right, because I didn't know that going. You're not going to know the Green Hornet. That's one of the most famous car of Pembroke, that, so.
Okay. Was that yours?
No.
Jerry, she's not a loss.
No much, no.
So Audrey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Audrey, have you been back to Pembroke
recently? Yes, I was there 2019 when I went to the
what is your take on the community now compared to then?
Well, people, things have changed, of course. Architecturally, people have, done different things to their houses. And, when you go back to Jamaica, your eyes kind of have to adjust to the size. Everything looks small until you've been there.
That's because in the good old US affair where everything is done enormous.
Well, true.
I don't think
listen, the first time I realized that when I come here, if you go to the Dunkin' Donuts and you say you have to order a burger with butter and cream cheese, they will put on the butter and the cream cheese like it's free. Like they have too much I'm trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, too much.
So everything here is massive.
I don't indulge too much.
No, yeah, but I'm trying the point I'm making. Everything here is massive.
Nigel, quick question. I'm going to come back to you. Go to Jennifer. He used to live near Audrey?
Yes, he was around the corner on Pantry Pants.
Yeah, so Nigel, how should I know about the Green Hornet?
There's something that I can't remember. I just, I'm sorry. My those memories kind of dull.
The casket with the crow.
No, that's not the door. No.
Isn't that John Brown?
That's Mr. Brown and the coffee matter. But Nigel,
no.
That was a myth, That was a myth to distract people. There's a reason why the Jamaican government did that. That's my theory.
Okay.
We have a theory behind that. That's what we're telling. But Nigel, how come Archie don't know the Green Hornet?
Yeah. I can't tell, but I know that.
You break up, Nigel. For some reason, you break up.
Off when Audrey goes home. I know off when Audrey goes home. She and her sister are on lockdown. They hardly see them. So windows are something.
Okay.
Kind of closed. Right. But I know of her after Pembroke primary because my neighbor Lishburn and sister
Yola.
What's her name? Princess. Yola Mulvaney. Was in constant contact with Audrey. So that's how I was able to hang on in her station,
Yeah.
No, Audrey, that is behind the paid wall. Nigel explained who the Green Hornet was, and that. And Jennifer, let me come to you here. Your best memory of Pembroke. How long you were in Pembroke primary? When we never left Pembroke, 2 years. Give me your best memory of Pembroke.
I guess all the people that I was able to. You have to understand when you have six sisters and 3 brothers, and your mother and your aunt at the school. You had no freedom. And for me, it was all the friends that would do all the crazy stuff that I would do. That was the fun part of Pembroke Hall. I used to go to that private school before I went to Pembroke Hall. So I was on lockdown there. So I felt more free at Pembroke Hall. Until my aunt get in the way. and tried to cut me back.
And your most embarrassing moment you can look back on with a smile?
I can look back on with a smile. Embarrassing. No, all the embarrassing ones made me very angry.
You're still angry about them. I hear you.
But yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Well, here's one. I was walking through Marvelly, and one of my sisters was in some argument with some girl, and them decided I'm going to beat her up. And just like Vishu was short, she was short, and she was skinny. And so I was like a giant to her. So I'd show up and everybody run. Because I wasn't going to play. And nobody was going to beat up my sister. So, yeah, that's one that I remember. I've never forgotten that one.
Arrived.
She's a younger sister,
yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay.
I was skinny, tall, and I look like Frankenstein because I have big bones.
Yeah.
So them don't mess with me. And then, my face turned red like country pepper. And when I get mad, see, everything turn red.
So your sister went to Pembroke primary as well?
Yes. I had one that was before me and one that was after me.
What your sister
one
name?
before me named Sharon. And she had really, really long hair. She could sit on her hair. It was that long. And then I had another one after me, and she looked more Indian. Yes, I'm a mongrel, so she was skinny and short like Vishu, but she had a head of hair like Vishu, and she still have a head of hair.
Yeah.
And they would always pick on her because she was small, so she would always call me. And whenever I show up, everybody walk away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in your walk through Marvel, if you go home from Pembroke, you never buck up on a man named Ben DeLo.
I know that name. But I don't remember. I remember that name.
Okay. All right.
Who is Ben DeLo?
It's some kind of legend or something. People people never like to walk through Marvelly or something.
Oh no! Listen, it was always a group of us walking. So I mean, it's never like we went by ourselves. But I've always heard about a Ben DeLo.
You see, it's instructional, when you hear ladies compared to men, but the history is different thing completely, Because you know, ask no man who are not going to know the green hornet or Ben DeLo. That's why I'm asking question.
See, I don't know who green hornet.
Remember the women that were protected,
Right, right, Phil, right. Because maybe if you ask your sister, they're not going to know how that feel, unless you tell them exactly. But
who is the green hornet? What's the green hornet?
Brian, you know the green hornet?
That's for behind the paid wall.
I heard about the car, but I know Ben DeLo for sure. Ben DeLo, if it's the same person we're talking about, Dwight was talking about Peter Nibby, and I very rarely used to come home from JC together. We're cutting through Marvelly, and he stole our watches, took our watches.
Yeah, that's a Ben DeLo. That's Ben
DeLo. But Lance, one time we're playing cricket over by Boystown, and I was walking through, and my father was there, man. And I was in two minds, because if I tell my father, what he did, I was just thinking of the consequences for him then. Remember, I ripped him to pieces, and I would just make it slide. And he was looking like, please don't let me go, because my one man was a little could be As calm as he was, he could
You
be
could have deal with
crazy
him.
as
Yeah,
well.
but you know, me think about that in a Brian and
Could be
I say,
lethal.
because my peers, they would not take on nothing like that either, you know. It's like, it never makes sense to tell them nothing, you know. And maybe your old man
No.
would have.
And my father, that got crazy, man. If I tell him, so that guy didn't teeth my watch. And you know, I remember Peter started crying, Peter Nib, who was Dwight's neighbor and stuff, because he stole his as well. But yeah, it was one of the, that's unfortunately was one
Yeah,
of the,
Bendelo was the man from over Marvel who come over
yeah,
Pembroke, come take with things. Bicycle, anything
Wow.
we can hold on
anything,
upon.
yeah, absolutely.
Anything. And he used to afraid for walk through Marvel, man. That was...
Yeah, that I remember.
That was
Definitely.
Pembroke's nightmare.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I tell you something? I walk through Marvelly all the time. Never ever hear about that person, and nobody never trusts.
But you see, Colleen, that's what I say now. Girls were protected in a way. It's like, I don't think a man would have test you.
Listen, Jelly, tell her it's not like now where them not on a code. Back in them days, the man them have code.
Yeah, I was never scared either. I just walked through because it was a show.
back in the day.
Listen, if you just come back and whisper to Brian to bend the law, he would have make sure tell him father about bend the law.
Yeah. He got what I did. He got lucky. I showed him some mercy.
You know, sir, believe it or not, Marvel wasn't that bad back then, you know, because what Marvel was really known for is thief. Like at night time, them man they come and come on your backyard and do things and push and through window and try to take up a person. But in terms of like violence and stuff,
No, you're right.
Only election time.
You're right. It became more volatile after a while, after the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah, after
right. It's only election time. It was really crazy over there.
Politicized. So you, Colleen, your best memory of Pembroke. You say you only go Pembroke primary for 1 year.
I have to say, for my 1 year going to Pembroke Primer, I enjoyed singing in all the festival competitions. That was fun, and performing. And I also was Miss Pembroke Hall too when I was in high school.
Oh, wow. I know when them had them competition from them time.
They had it. I was up by the Triangular Field and I sang again.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know, up by the Triangle Field, have the competition. Yeah,
I actually put.
I think I did it when I was in third form or something.
But St. Andrews or Pembroke primary.
This is after I left Pembroke.
After I left Pembroke primary. Okay.
Yeah. But I entered this Miss Pembroke Hall. I remembered it was up by the Triangular Field. And I won it.
So bikini and all?
No, but I had on back in those days.
Mind them think you're pervert, you know.
We already think that. You don't have to say we're going to think that.
And I think I'd cut my hair by then, because I cut my hair when I was in second form. I remember my hair was long, for those who remember. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And your most embarrassing moment, Colleen?
Well, I don't know if everybody remember it. It was kind of very embarrassing because I guess nobody kind of saw me when I was going to summer school. So then I just appeared in 5/8. So I never went through like 1st to 5th grade. So my face was kind of new. And then for some reason, and I think it started with the Bennetts. We had Bennetts that lived across the street from us. And there was this Bennett boy in 5B, Donovan Bennett. And they started following me home, like a whole bunch of boys. And they would call me. So my nickname was Shawnee Bell. I don't know if anybody remember this. But they would congregate over across the street, and I wouldn't come out of my house as soon as I come in because they'd be over there chanting Shawnee Bell, Shawnee Bell, and they did it for a while. It was like a good 2-3 months. I don't know why. I don't know where the name came from, and they would call my sister Shawnee Bell, Liquor Sister, and my brother, who was deaf and dumb, them would have said Shawnee Bell, deaf and dumb brother. But that was it for months. And then after a while, they stopped. And just a little tidbit, when I moved to Portmore, the same thing happened all over again. I would have people following me home. And literally, I'd walk, I'd hear them behind me. I would stop, I'd turn back, and everybody would stop. It was so creepy. So creepy. But anyway, that was like very
So
embarrassing.
hold on. So when we go Portmore, the same nickname them I call them just a follow.
No, them never know. That again was the same thing. No. I moved to Portmore right in Christmas, like 2 days before Christmas. Nobody saw me. And then when school started back, and now I had to take the bus, because before my dad used to drop me to school. I'm standing up at the bus stop. The bus is filled with all these kids taking the bus into Kingston. And so the evening I had to go down to Orange Street to take the bus. And literally I'm walking and everybody just stopped talking. So I kind of had that. It was just really weird and creepy. I don't know what happened to kids when I was growing up, but it was just really weird. And it was weird. That was my embarrassing thing. And because I don't know why they gave me that name and why they called me that. And it was just weird. But anyway,
So
that's it.
those kids were from the primary school or were from?
Yeah, they
primary?
were all, I think most of them came from 5B or 5C. There was nobody from 5A. But I think he riled them up. That guy, Donovan Bennett, he riled them up because they all would come over and they'd all be like in the front of his house. And it was a good bunch of boys, like anywhere between 12 to 15, maybe more. I don't know. I wasn't counting them. But they would chant this Shawnee Bell, Shawnee Bell. Ask Angie anytime you see her.
So Colleen, nobody ever whisper until they say, I like them, like you.
And that.
But you have to remember also, I didn't really, so from I was very young, I literally was going to all girls school. So Pembroke Hall Primary was the only school I went to that was a co-ed.
Okay, I got you.
Because I went to St. George's Girls. I wasn't used to having that. And, I took the bus with grown-up people. So I didn't have, like, boys like that. So when I moved to Pembroke Hall, it was really weird to have so many, like, boys and boys my age. And then after that, I left to Andrews and I went to all-girls school, and I never had that problem again. So
Okay, I got you. You never go a good co-ed school, so that's what I understand.
Just gonna tell her that I like them like you and them never
Exactly. But it's because you never go co-ed school like me and you, Jennifer, because I went to Meadowbrook and you went to Arden, so you know that mix there when you go to co-ed school. The man them go all boys school, them can't talk about it, or all girls. So we never ask them nothing. See them on the line, the JC and the KC and the Calabar man. We don't ask them nothing because them can't relate to it.
I think I did see Brian once or twice because
we took the bus up.
St. Andrew were
and I would say
brother and sister.
Well, Audrey, we would see the boys at Crossroads, eh?
Oh yes. I have to fix up in the bathroom.
So I hear Jackie, but trust me, it's a different dynamic when you're them in the same classroom. Different completely, man. No, here, Colleen talk about it. It's like she just never used it at all. She couldn't. You don't get used to that if you go to co-ed school. It's that tone though. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I lived with my grandaunt and granduncle. They were very strict. So I didn't have friends coming over. I didn't go anywhere. So I just went straight from school to home. And I would come home on weekends, as I said, when my parents would come and get me. And I would see my sister like talking to the neighbor and the boys and everything. And it was just the weirdest thing to me because I was never allowed to do that. So it was kind of weird when I came to Pembroke Hall knowing all these boys and everything. I just never had that. I was kind of sheltered for a while living with my grandaunt and uncle.
I used to get ass whooping because I used to skip school and go boy school, go meet up with boy. As soon as me get home, my mother there at the front door.
With the belt and the strap.
It's afraid.
Yeah.
But it's afraid.
Yeah. So you, Nigel, your best memory of Pembroke Hall? Eh? You're freezing, Nigel.
Well, it's just the...
Yeah, go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're breaking up. Bad.
I must admit, I enjoyed my better now. Anybody?
Yeah, much better, Nigel. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that I just took the experience as an adventure. I had fun playing at school and interacting with everybody in the class. I just enjoyed the experience. That was my fun experience. I didn't have anything specific to say about enjoying life at Pembroke. But I mean, I must remember running home at lunchtime because it was close and pantry pant and getting lunch and by 11:30 ready again to go back to school because I think it's 12 o'clock was the end of lunch. It was 11 o'clock it started and ended at midday, right?
And the same question when I asked Bishop before me, the most embarrassing moment you can look back on with that smile.
I think one afternoon heading home, some girls on my avenue, Pantrapant, they threw stones and one of them bust my head. And
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Lord.
that girl them come bust my head. So I had to go home and get treated, but my aunt, she went up there and spoke to them and tell them don't do it again.
Oh my God.
So hold on, what them throw a stone at fire for? I like them like it, so.
Done.
I like them like him.
They want a browning. They want a browning.
Oh, Lord.
Black women.
Wow. Bill, you didn't get on the bus head? Wembe. It looked like him dropped
Who
off.
that, Brian?
No, I Philip Milags. But Brian, you didn't get on the bus head?
No. Fortunately.
But Brian, I think I remember there was a stone throwing incident with you, but I think it was your foot that the stone caught.
You remember that better than I do. That eludes me. I don't recall that.
I remember Miss Watts
possible.
talking about. I think Miss Watts was the one who spoke about it in class, and yeah. But that's what it is.
And Jackie, your best memory of Pembroke.
Well, for Pembroke Primer, I think the whole grade 5 that year, that stood out. Yes. Because I think, and that, as I said, I can always remember with Colleen in the class, and we used to every break, every lunchtime after lunch, we would be in the classroom and we would be singing. And Colleen taught us this song. The song was "I Love the Flowers."
Oh, I learned that in Girls Guide.
I love this.
Going to Girls
Right,
Guide.
and we used to sing it. And we used to sing it in rounds. Like
Girl
half the class start,
Yeah.
and then the other.
And you do a round. You'll do our other
round. I always remember that. And I remember, I always remember Colleen, a good singer, and doing that. And so that
Jackie, I don't mean to cut you. You guys don't remember us all going on the bus and going to Port Royal when we were in 5th grade?
No,
I remember Hope God, but I don't remember.
No, we went to Port Royal. Brian, how could you forget? We were in the bus and I was sitting in your lap.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yes. It wasn't Port Royal.
And we were running in the giddy house. That was also the first time.
I remember that clearly. But we also went to Merle Grove as well. We were on the bus to Merle. We were doing the poetry or something as well.
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah.
I went one evening to Merle Grove. And we're doing we either did the choir or our poetry. One of them there. We did it at YWCA as well.
We did. That's right. I didn't even remember going to Merle Grove. I do remember going to Port Royal because I was sitting in your lap. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man!
Okay.
Yes.
Jackie, weren't you there?
I just can't remember the that trip.
I remember there was a trip. There was a trip to Port Royal.
I think we went to didn't we go to the movies once?
Did we go to the movies?
Yeah, we did. I actually remember the show we saw. We went to Carib, I think, 1 or 2 times.
What did we see?
I think we went to Carib. Right, we went to
What
Carib.
did we see?
There was a show that was starred Lucille Ball, and she had about 6 kids or 7 kids. I don't remember the name of the show.
I know that movie. Yes. Henry Fonda was in there too.
Yes, Henry Fonda was the father.
But I don't remember watching it. I don't remember if my parents never let me go, but I don't remember.
So hold on.
I think Martin mentioned that once too. So Martin had mentioned
that. Trip we're not talking about a supervised trip or Pure.
Yeah, no,
man.
it was a
Yeah,
class. It was
Class
class.
school
trip.
trip,
Okay.
Man, a
school
school I
trip,
want big on
School
them
trip.
school
Okay.
trip.
trip.
Okay.
We did
Okay.
go up onto
Cause
Port
it's like a
Royal.
And
primary
what, like
school.
the Joyce bus would carry us, the big jolly bus,
No,
the
I think
big
it was
bus.
a country bus. I think it's a country bus, and it did come into the school.
Remember,
It
but
could have been
we
a
usually go on trips. I remember going to Hope Gardens too, but the Hope Gardens I think was in 4A.
Yeah,
When
I didn't
when we
go to
took
I
Hope
that
Gardens
remember
photo,
this
Hope
time.
when
Gardens
we
too.
took the that photo, it was Hope Gardens trip.
Yeah. Hope
I
Garden.
remember, and a lot
I
of time,
remember.
we
Yeah.
were missing from school because of festival. But I don't know if you were
Right,
singing.
right. And I also remember too, we always at the end of the term we always go by the sandpaper factory and get the sandpaper and clean those desks.
Wow, Jackie.
I
Yes.
always remember
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
cleaning the
Yeah.
desk,
Yes.
Jackie, how you remember
cleaning
that?
the desk.
Yeah.
Yes, man, and everybody's like a competition to
Yeah.
see
Who can
whose
have the
desk.
cleanest desk? Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that.
The
I
sandpaper
didn't do
factory right
that.
out of
I'm sorry.
Boulevard.
I was never coming back, so I didn't do that.
We did that. We always do that. And we also when we exchange gifts. Remember the end of term
yes,
party, so we
yes.
have
Yeah.
this
Christmas,
Yeah.
Christmas gift.
Christmas. Yeah.
clothes and yes, you
Did
pick
we
a
do that?
name,
I think
you
we
do the
did. Yeah,
picture.
we did.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
we exchange gifts. Yes, I remember that also.
And our very last day of primary school when we all get together, because we never really got together after that. All of us
Right,
from
right.
primary,
But they
the
went
year
in
we all
separate
went
ways.
to
I showed you that
Annie's
picture, right,
house.
Colleen?
What happened to Annie's?
Anise is in the group. She's in the group, but she's a
Oh,
silent member. She was on one of our
Group
meetings,
chat.
but
Okay.
she's there, yes, so we have her, but she's a silent, so she reads the messages, I would think, and
Yeah.
so, but she
okay.
says she's not really a social media person, but
Yeah.
Okay.
she's in the group. She's in the group.
So
Yeah, because
I
it was her house. It was her house when we went after school
Her
for
house,
that.
we ended up the last day of school
Right.
playing the shy lights and the
oh, she
silent.
live at Pembroke.
Remember, we were all dancing.
Yes, on Annandale.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our own little party at the end of
We were
last
all
year.
Wow.
dancing. Yeah.
We have good memory. I remember them thing they were 50 a day, 51
But
years.
I have a
Sharon
photo
Sharp.
of it. We took a picture of it. Yeah,
Who?
some of the things.
Oh, that is a Nigel.
You remember Sharon Sharp? Sharon Sharp.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
She was more
Right.
comedic.
Yeah.
You know, and Lucille Ball was one of her characters she would try to imitate.
Absolutely. Remember that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sharon. Yeah, she was an actress. She was always.
Yeah.
I remember
Are them
that.
related? I'm
No.
not Mike and Maxwell sister, that brand. Sharp. That's what I'm the name.
No. It's a
No.
different.
You know me
different
at all. Yeah. Let me see if I last.
Yeah, Sharon is in Miramar.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Jackie, same
And-
question to you. Your most embarrassing moment. Drake can look back on with that.
I was thinking about that, but I can't.
One second.
Cannot
Sharon
think.
Sharp is still here.
Oh,
Sharon Sharp.
Sharon
Sharon.
Sharp, she's in Miramar. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard or seen her for so long.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. No.
yeah, go ahead, Jackie.
As far as the primary school, I can't think of anything.
But that's a good thing, Jackie. That's a good thing.
I remember Jackie being very quiet. I don't remember her.
Yes, I
Jackie
was
was very quiet.
quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah, as I
very
said, I think
quiet.
I'd mentioned, right, I was quiet. I was quiet in class and, but probably
You would
outside with my
smile,
friends
but
and more, whatever, but I was quiet most of the time, well behaved. But I think I'd mentioned before that I used to have, it was not embarrassing, but that same boy, Ronnie Bob, I tell you, used to
Around the bishop.
always
Yeah.
deal with me when me going to shop on a Saturday morning until I fix him business. It's always have the wheel thing and always running it on my foot and thing until I take it from him one morning, man, and I
Why you whip him?
break it up him. Yeah, man. And then throw it away. Yeah, man, Ronnie Bop. I mean, never trouble me again. I saw him last year, and I reminded him about it. Yeah. But
Yeah,
as
because we
far as
took a
that, I
picture.
used to be so scared. I used to be so scared every Saturday morning when I was supposed to go to the fish shop, you know. Fish shop I was supposed to go, and it's like him know I'm going to pass there because he lived down the bottom of the road.
Yeah, we got Pembroke close,
Down
Jackie.
by the
I
chemical
went the
clothes, so
brother
I
I
have to
know.
walk.
I never
He
not
live
call him the younger
Yes,
brother I know.
across from
yeah,
the
man,
football
yeah,
field.
Neville brother.
Yeah.
And him always used to lay with me down the road there
The
until
things,
I fix him business, so.
the things the boys do when them like girl them
Yeah.
young. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
You remember Odingo? Odingo? I think he
Oh
lived
yeah,
across
Odingo
from Audrey.
Omawali. He was across from us.
Yeah, Brian. Andre them
Yes.
talk about.
Yes.
I know the name, but I'm not familiar with Dingo at all. Let me see them down a phone ends. Plumstead and Pontrypant where?
Right at Town Flamingo on Potosi. It was right across the street from us.
Across from Audrey.
Yeah.
Smack dab right there.
Right.
Yeah.
He usually walk barefooted. I think he and his brothers have been to Africa and they came back with their name change.
Right? And then
and he used to walk barefooted
renaming
a
the whole
lot.
neighborhood.
A big man. And
So the original Mutabaruka lad.
Yes, the original Mutabaruka lad, for real.
To some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably was in his 40s or so at the time, you know?
Yeah, big
so,
man.
Yeah, he was pretty
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember him.
So it was more than one of them. Two brothers?
No, it's not two brothers. It's I forget the name of the other person, but he lived on Pontrypant up near to Potosi.
Okay.
On the top.
Okay.
And Odingo lived across from Audrey.
Oh, okay. They weren't really brothers per se, they were like friends.
No, but they went to Africa together, I think.
Oh.
Well, that must have been some trip for man of Africa in the 60s, then I come back.
Yeah.
So, Brian,
know what happened to him.
Yes, sir.
May I come to you here now? I'm going to start with you the next round of question. The best memory of Pembroke.
There's too many. I think just growing up, and you know, Lance, you and I shared many of them together. The Triangle, Boys Stone, playing multiple sports. We used to call the test matches used to have around the back of the yard and them sort of things there. Just too many. I think there was a highlight in maybe 75. You know, Jeff and I did extremely well. We took home like 6 medals from champs.
Yeah.
In the one also. So that sort of stood out as a highlight. But there were so many. I mean, you know, Pembroke Primer was and Pembroke itself. Going around Big Field after the games, them on a Sunday, we used to sit, you know, the guys them used to come together and just crack jokes before school on a Monday. And would spend like an hour and stuff after a match on Big Field. So there's really just so many countless wonderful memories from my childhood, and you know, meeting all you awesome people as well. I can tell you though, as what kind of stood out as a bad memory, which didn't turn out to be too bad, was I remember when we started. You know, as you guys remember, I had an afro, and you know, we just kind of hide and braid our hair, plait our hair, and my father found out one time. He didn't know we're doing it, and you know, 'cause I used to wear a tam and cover it.
Yeah.
And he, you know, one day we were sleeping or something, and him saw it, and you know, immediately he think Rasta, you know, what are you guys doing? And you know, send us to the barber and shine it, cut off, you know. That was embarrassing. I remember coming back into Pembroke and I was like, oh my God, you know, the big transformation when people saw you.
Yeah, no afro.
No afro, yeah, you know, your father ball off your head.
You turned bald, yeah.
We put the three of us there and shine it, and you know, amazingly, it was close cropped, and when I came back, I was like, you know, running into the first couple of people on Potosi, and them laugh, and then it was like, you know, by the way, that don't look too bad, you know. And you know, so it actually went well. It actually, I thought it was going to be, you know, I think where you're going to get, you know, teased and stuff, but it worked out pretty well. And then, as you know, we sort of talked. I had the opportunity to explain to my father that we're the opposite of dreads. You know, it's more sold and dreads, and we're not becoming rasta and them sort of things. Then he allowed us to braid it, and so immediately as it grew back, went right back to it. So that stood out as potentially it was supposed to be embarrassing, and it worked out to be pretty good. It wasn't as bad as that.
I want to tell you, Brian, when you start talking and you say you hear plot up and all them with them, I say if it was a generation later, your father asked if you had a woman.
Yeah, so that's how things have changed.
Yeah.
And actually, I think. By the way, I think you can wear braids now go to school, like in Jamaica, I would imagine. That was you couldn't get that for sure back then.
Isn't there a lot of controversy about here? Still.
Yeah, there still is. Yeah.
It's still a problem. There's still problems with that.
You mean that man can't rasta and go to school?
Not my nephews. You can either go braids or rasta locks.
Really?
We're not. I live in Atlanta.
You live in where?
Atlanta.
Oh, in Atlanta, yeah.
You're not up here. Well, you can't do that here. You can't wear any area you want to wear.
You can't wear here anywhere here. Anywhere you want.
You wear here anywhere in New York.
Yeah.
Depends on where you are.
After them don't want a lawsuit. Jamaica really.
Yeah. New York, New Jersey. There's no issues with you here.
No issues with you here in New York either.
Yeah.
Or the tri-state area, dude.
Yeah. This area is pretty. That's a settled situation.
Cool. My kids go to school with braids and whatever, mohawk, hair color, anything.
Yeah. What is strange for me to see is when them have the hair, it's afro, but it's huge, like the 60s.
Yeah.
Stylistics.
That brings us back to the 70s.
That what it is?
Yeah.
I was in high school with my best friend, her name was Angela Davis, and she had like a huge afro.
Yes, back in the day, big afros. You would wear big afros to school.
I had the picture of the afro.
At high school.
I had a big afro, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, sixth form.
Exactly, send me the picture, yeah.
It wasn't no big deal. Nobody ever said nothing. It was the style at the time.
Yeah, man. That was if you know how you're afro now, make no statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody ever really have short hair.
Everybody had. One thing with the afros, they were neat though. Everybody afro neat.
Yeah, man. They round and nice, man.
Right. You
get his scarf.
You pat it down.
It was untidy.
Yeah.
It was
and it stay to breeze blow that and it stay.
It was a competition between afro and rats, man. Cause some of us in rats, I didn't, but some of us age group, a whole heap of friends me know the rats. So that was. I
never know nobody with rasta here till me leave high school.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you were saying
because you remember you couldn't wear it come to high school.
Right.
No.
And a lot of the parents would not allow it either.
No.
Right.
You couldn't even talk to one boy with dreads.
No, you're right. You're right about that, Colleen. It was a different culture. It was.
You know why you talk to a Rasta boy?
Rasta boy.
Yeah, it was
no. And to this day, I don't think I have ever spoken or been with somebody who has dreads. Never.
No.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
Those two things my mother tell me, Rasta man and no bring no belly in our house. Well, no lady. No.
Colleen, there's a song saying that you don't have to be Rasta.
Right.
You don't have to be dread to be Rasta.
That's right. We're still on a Rasta.
I am guilty. I am the middle child, so that tells you everything. I was born on a Wednesday, so that tells you everything. 15 years
borderline, everything.
I'm going to tell you this secret, but nobody broadcast it. 15, dating 35.
Oh, wow.
Drive home.
Outrageous.
Mother is at the front door.
Oops.
Who is that? A friend?
Yeah.
Who that. So I've been a child that gave her run for her money.
But afraid of my mother.
You make her stress out, Jennifer.
But I was not going to make her stop me from enjoying my life. I would take the punishment, and I did many a time. You know, much time I used to go to school, we don't know, and I don't never know, so me have whole heap of cut up on me, because my mother beat my ass that bad.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
Controlling 9 children is really hard.
So this is from primary school, Jennifer?
You know,
This is from primary school?
No, she broke out in high school.
I broke out after I started going to Pembroke.
Oh, so I
When I
was primary school, and yeah.
When I was in St. Cecilia Prep, I was the angel. Everybody thought I was the perfect child. But then something happened, and my mother beat me. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm going to enjoy it. You can beat me till I'm blue in the face. I'm going to enjoy life. And I went that way. But I was not a child who wasn't into education. I was very much into education. Don't get that wrong at all. But I think my brain was here and it wasn't engaged enough.
Yeah.
So I got bored quickly.
Yeah. You weren't talented at all. Yeah.
So it's not like I was an evil child trying to, do bad things. It's just
Yeah.
But yeah. 15 going out with a 35. That's like
Damn. Twice the age.
no, that's back at it.
More than twice. That's more than twice.
Of course, I was
I'm
looking
in love with a man nearly twice my age.
Yeah.
When that song came out, I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
A reminder.
Yeah.
It was fun. I miss Jamaica for the freedom that I had, because when I came to America, it was more lockdown than I was when I was in Jamaica.
That's true.
It's a different culture completely, man. You have more freedom in Jamaica. I am glad I went to school in Jamaica up to right.
Me too. Every time I say, and worked in Jamaica.
Yeah.
A totally different experience.
Yeah,
it's so different to working up here.
That's one of the biggest regrets I have when I carry my kids them come here to go high school. Well, them come here young. Elementary school.
Yeah, them don't experience.
I wonder if me make a mistake, but
yes, you made a mistake.
I wanted them. Yeah.
Every day I'm so happy.
Especially
I can talk about work. I can talk about working in a company.
Yeah, man, yeah.
My company belonged to a sports club. I played netball.
Yeah.
Netball is something when me there high school, me there on sports, netball, please.
You kind of
my company, play netball, play business house, play life underwriters association. When we go
who you play business house
on trip, we're playing netball with the other companies.
Yeah.
Who you played business house with?
We were in the junior league, so we played other companies.
Which company?
I was with at the time. It was Caribbean. Was it Caribbean Atlantic? It might have been Caribbean Atlantic, and then we switched to First Life. We merged with National Life
Insurance company. Okay.
So we played. The women played netball, and the guys played business house, football, and cricket.
Yeah, right.
So we did all of that, and then you go to the sports club and you'd play a hard game of
netball,
and then go inside and drink one bottle of Red Stripe beer. You put on your head, you don't it. You're hot and you're tired. And we used to do it the stadium court. You're playing at a hot sun. And when you're done, you go outside in front of the women them, and they must sell the cold soup in the pots.
The soup at a stadium. I used to play business house in JPS. So probably
we get it, and we drink the Red Stripe beer, because them always had the Red Stripe beer on
and I know the soup.
But we did that.
Right outside.
And then we'd have office party and fete, and we'd go on tea trips on the weekend. Sitting none of them companies up here, them just work at home, and maybe the Christmas office party. That's
Yeah.
We did so much stuff.
You're right.
And
about
when
that.
you work with an insurance company, they have 8 branches. So you have a branch in Ontario, you're gonna for them Christmas party. We load up in a car and Mandeville, same thing. So it's so different when you grow up here and just experience
You have
working
more
and
connection,
going to
far
high
more
school.
connection living and growing up in Jamaica than here. That's a definite.
When I was in New York, I experienced some of the house parties, like what we had in Jamaica
Yeah.
there. But I didn't experience that in Florida. If I wanted to go to a party, I had to go to a club. So
Yeah, there was
it,
yeah.
it's different.
So probably you didn't know much people in Florida.
No, I knew a lot, but I was on the lockdown for 2 years. My aunt was very, very
Okay.
vigilant.
No
You
one,
and that
And then
aunt.
no one
this is
that
a different one.
no one that
This is
Oh,
a
identify.
that's a
different
different one. Oh Lord.
No one that identify for bad, you know. I'm bad long time.
Bad like what?
And
Yeah,
then
Yeah.
the one that was here had a husband who was 6'5" or 6'6" and big, like a wrestler. So you didn't want to push his buttons. So you don't. So then finally one day I look at her, I say, you know what? I cannot do this anymore. She says, what are you talking about? I said, I'm not your maid. I'm not your slave. And you have children that you don't make work like I do.
Wow, that always happens.
And so me never even know where the suitcase, then me take brown paper bag, pack up and go steal my
Oh, wow.
and call taxi and go to my grandmother.
Yeah.
I said, no more.
No more. No mas. No mas.
No mas.
Imagine at 15, I was free in Jamaica. And then at 16, I come to America and lockdown. I was like, you
don't need that.
to be
Big transformation.
Yeah.
So then I got a job, got an apartment, went to school, paid myself through school. And I do appreciate all of the things I had in Jamaica. And then when I came here, did you guys have this? In Jamaica, I never had a color problem. Color wasn't important to me.
Right.
And then when I came to America, is a black and white war. And I'm like, what the hell? I said, my country little bit and we don't have this.
Yeah, you do have that, but I really found out that I really had more problem with the Black Americans than I would have.
Them was
and especially when them know you come from the Caribbean, them kind of won't look down on you.
The biggest.
And so I've had more issues with them more than the white people. I don't know, maybe. Maybe sometimes they couldn't identify who I am. You know what? The other thing, as a Jamaican Indian living here, I can tell you 99.9% of the time, I'm identified as Guyanese or Trinidadian. Them never gets Jamaica. You know, when I say I'm a Jamaican, what is the number one thing them say to me?
You
don't sound like a Jamaican. Jamaican for sound.
Yeah.
Them want me for chat real bad. So when we're switching out now, hear them now, yes, there it is. Really? But I'm telling you, you know much time. I say for $1 every time I'm identified as a Guyanese, I'd be a rich woman. Rich. Sometimes you're the only Jamaican amongst pure Guyanese and Trini Indian.
You lucky, Colleen. Up to this week, they might talk to me in Spanish.
Oh, I used to get that when I just came here because I had a lot more here, and I used to color it. You know my time upon the subway. You know my time I have to say no hablo español.
No español. That's my favorite word for them. No español.
Yeah. It happened to me a couple years after when I just came here, and I looked very Hispanic because I was still skinny, and I had the red hair and the enough curls. So but once I calmed down, my hair calmed down, I started getting Guyanese and Trinidad. Yeah.
So Brian, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys keep in touch over all these years, and how it
Negative.
feel having them conversation after 50 years. We're there tonight at talk like about Pembroke primary and the memories. You want to keep in touch on it at all?
Not per se with the entire group. Colleen and I sort of loosely. Many years ago, we went to Penn's together. I think that was the last time we were actually together. And I'm in touch with our sister Angie. Angie's my little sister. But coming back together, man, as a group, it's almost feel like we have never parted.
I think, yeah. Like some people have been connected, but as a group, we have not been, and Lance, and as I said, it has been through your podcast, because
really?
I reached out to, after listening to Brian's podcast, and I said, oh, look at Brian. Brian was in my class. I'm listening. And I said, oh, and he's talking about Pembroke primary and whatever. And I said, oh, man. And then I remember I contacted you.
Yeah.
No, Don had given me
contact. Don sent me a contact.
Right, to do a podcast. And then haven't contacted you now. I told you that Brian was in the thing and that and you contacted Brian, got his information, and we connected. You linked us, Brian.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you had my information now for the podcast, and you had Brian. So we came, and then Brian and I spoke, and we're talking, looking at the photo, the class picture, and going through and remembering everybody, and going through the names. And we had a big issue with Jennifer's name, because we couldn't remember Jennifer's name.
I remember Jennifer very well, but not the name. Milligan was
the name, and we were there trying to be, and Brian was saying a different name, and I said no, and then one day morning I just got up and I said, Jennifer Mellingen. And I called Brian, and Brian said, no, it's not Jennifer. If it was Jennifer, he would remember it. And I said, it's Jennifer Mellingen. And you know what I did? I went on Facebook and I put in the name and searched, and I saw Jennifer. When I saw Jennifer, the photo of Jennifer with the big forehead, I saw the forehead and I said, that is the same girl from primary school. And I sent her a message and reached out to her, and we linked. And that's how I found quite a few people. Even Dwight. We were talking one day about Dwight in the photograph and thing. And then I said, let me find him. And I looked for Dwight Henry and thing. I sent him a message and sent the photo and said, where are you? This way, Pembroke primary. That's how I found a lot of people. And a lot of joined. And I mean, I was in touch with Courtney, because Courtney still lives in Pembroke, also.
Yeah.
And I saw Nigel a couple of times. I think Courtney gave me Nigel's number, and then we got Martin, and we've just been growing.
Good.
I had a niece, because I still in contact with her.
So Brian, how did it make you feel? I bring up back all them Pembroke memories there after all these years.
Yeah, well, it's and I think I speak for everybody as well. It's fresh. It never really left it, because I think that was a magical class. We spent 4 or 5 incredible years together, and I'm sure there were tense moments when we were doing schoolwork and stuff, but it never felt like it. It was just a really good time. And I think, for those of us who came back and who had the pleasant memory, it was easy to come back, and I think once we're together now, we just really think about expanding the group more than
right.
So it's I think also just part of human nature, to answer that question directly. I think the older you get, the more you kind of seek out those who know you when you were younger. It's just part of the human nature, and it grounds you. You just Jennifer disagreeing with me, but I guess because maybe she does
a different history, Brad.
Yeah, man, bad girl.
That's
Jennifer.
true. That's true.
Yeah. You kind of you tend to seek out the people who were there from the beginning.
Some people.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, but at the group, me I talk about, Brian, the connection with the group, not necessarily. Because sometimes your group and the friends that we have more important than your family. Sometimes
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about this group, and Jackie will tell you, and the group will tell you that I've always kept that picture of us. In fact, it's right here in my office, and I've had it framed and enlarged, as you can see.
Wow.
No, we can't.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not in that picture. That was the year
That was
before I
fourth.
got there.
Yeah, that was fourth form.
Yeah, send me
Yeah,
that. Brian,
yeah.
send me that
Great.
picture that I will post up on I
I
will
think
use
I
it
have it.
on the web, on the
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
podcast.
We
I
have
have
it.
it.
Jackie
I
will
have
send
it
it to you.
because we
Jackie have
have
it.
it
Jackie
as
will
a.
send it to you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I've
I
had
have
this,
it. I have
and
it as
you know,
a group. That's
it's always been with me. It's always been with me,
yeah,
and you know, mine is
yeah,
enlarged. It is an enlarged copy
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
yeah. I've
Um,
always had mine too. I
yeah,
had my copy. So when I was surprised that Brian had his too,
Yeah,
yeah,
So
yeah.
we went through and so I would love to use. I mean, hopefully this podcast because I connected with Althea as I mentioned. Althea Nathan, so she was Ruth's sister. She was
Yeah.
also in our class.
Oh, I
Okay.
know
And
that
she said
name.
she
Hmm.
called me. She called me one day and she said she was she was at home. I think I know she works. She was working from home or what. And she said, but just by chance she heard the podcast, my podcast, and she heard her name called. And she said, "Oh my, somebody actually remember me." She hear her name and she said it was so. I mean, weird that she hear somebody call her name. And she picked up the phone where that she had gotten my number already because Roots had given me, we had made a connection. And she called me and we chatted for an hour and so talking, going over. And she said, imagine she was just there sitting and just by chance she came up on this podcast and listening to it and hear me talking and then she hear me mention because I suppose I was calling out some names of people from the class and as she heard me said Althea Nathan. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just amazing.
So
The
you think
podcast reaching to people and, having an effect on them.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really,
So
really good.
same question for you, Jackie. I mean, when do you think this was possible? Say 50 years after I leave primary school, when I buck up back and attack one of that.
Not at all, not at all, not at all, not at all,
And for Brian, I
not
have a
at
picture for
all.
all around that is something else, may I tell you, because I do have a picture of my class, Brian, and that's so lucky I didn't take a picture. It must have been
Yeah, I had that once because I found and sent it, and then Brian sent and said he had a copy too. And then I had also a photo of the last day of school to some of us. It
Yeah, that
wasn't
was an
all the
awesome
class.
one.
Somebody, but
Colleen,
we
I
had
sent you
that
that. I sent you that, Colleen.
Yeah, but I'd
yes,
like
that
to get
one.
a better
Yeah, no, the picture itself is very grainy, so it's
Right, right. So it's
Mm-hmm,
all a picture of the
You'd
last.
have to probably bring it to one of those photo places they
Yeah.
can restore it.
yeah.
Right, right. With so those
I
few
love that
photos I
picture,
have.
but you can see me, but you can't really see me because as you said, it's grainy. But I
Yeah.
also wanted to see, and I think I told Brian this, the postman that used to deliver the mail, I think in Pembroke Hall, Patrick City, and Duhaney Park,
Yeah.
had organized a Pembroke Hall thing years ago, and I went to it. And I saw
That was
people.
in Florida, right? In Florida. No, it was in
Rawl came.
Yeah.
Everett, all of them that live on Carolina.
Yeah.
They
Bowley.
came. And a bunch of other people I didn't know. And I had gone, but he had organized it. And I actually went to the one he did for Duhaney Park because he used to deliver the mail. He was
Okay.
slim Indian looking man. I didn't even remember him, but he delivered mail all in Pembroke Hall, as I said, and Duhaney Park and Patrick City. And he would organize these things. But I haven't been to any since, and I haven't heard anything. And he lived behind a girlfriend of mine, so I will check out and find out from her. What's his thing in the Pembroke Hall thing if he's still involved?
Jackie, what about the Jarrett?
The
who? Who was that?
Not hearing you, Jennifer.
Have you?
I didn't hear that. What you said, Jennifer?
Have you contacted the Jarretts? Marlene?
With Marlene Jarrett? No, I have not. Who said? Did someone say they have a? Or it was you?
Brother.
Somebody said they had a connection.
I thought I would. Yes, her brother is married to. Oh, wait, what's her name? I forgot her name. But it's a brother and two sisters that went to.
Yeah. Yes, I remember
Pembroke.
Marlene Jarrett. I remember. But you were close to her. You were in contact with her, right?
We went to the same high school together too.
Right.
Okay.
I remember her, Marlene.
That's why I was.
Before we go
I remember about Marlene. Marlene always had a wet nose.
A wet.
Her
The
nose,
wedge
just a
nose.
sweat.
that Jackie remember.
No, sweat. She sweat on her nose.
I don't know it's not
Oh,
that
she
about
sweat
Jackie.
on her
nose.
No.
Okay.
I sweat.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
hear
said
you.
she had a wedge
Think
First part.
I embarrass her, Jackie. Sorry.
No, man, no, I remember her. And she always smiling. And then I think she had started wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Yes. Glasses.
Yeah.
Does
Yes, I
anybody
remember.
want me to get in touch with Mark lately? Seeing as he was in
Mark,
5A2.
Mark is in the group.
Oh, so why never come?
Mark has been a silent member.
Yeah,
From the
and he has some memory issue with the group as well. But you know, before we leave though, man, I want to thank you to Lance for hosting us. I mean, for putting the for having us here as well.
Yeah.
And you know, as well as Solid Drive. I want to encourage everybody though to keep coming. Like Jennifer, we see you once every blue moon. We haven't seen you in this last year early. You know, as well.
Tell you guys, I am not like you guys. I don't have a lot to talk about. I don't talk about a lot.
You don't need to talk.
Listen, look how much talking you have done today. There's always a lot to talk about.
It's a special day because one of my friends died the other day, and I just realized that I need to start living my life again.
Yeah,
you know.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And I hope, like how Colleen wet her foot now, so Colleen will be on the group.
Yeah.
Hope right, Colleen.
Yes, we will see.
I believe me, Colleen is work, but I'm going to stay on top of her. But she's a lot of work.
Yeah,
and Audrey,
on top of her.
Audrey, you're such an awesome person, man. I'm going to invite you to my class on one of these Sundays when you're available.
Before we go, Brian, let me just ask a closing remark for everybody before we go. Nigel, let me close the remark before we go. Because we there now, Brian said 2 hours.
Yes, well over 2 hours.
Yeah.
I have to run actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nigel, let me close the remark.
I am happy to be among this group. I am happy to have known everyone here. You know, it's been a pleasant experience. Although we were absent, I have been absent for a long time before reconnecting through Jackie. I mean, I was yearning and wanting to meet or see some of my classmates, but never happened until Jackie intervened. You know, I'm very grateful to her. I'm also very grateful to her because without her, this wouldn't happen. So we have to. But other individuals who know others can, just try and say word to those who they know. And see if they can also join. That's me.
Yeah, man, definitely. Individually or as a group. And when I'm here this, I want to come join the conversation. So yeah, definitely.
For sure.
So you, Audrey, any closing remark quickly before?
Where you put in this?
The same sentiments that Nigel did. It just feels so good to connect.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jennifer. You were saying something. And give me a closing remark quickly.
Where are you posting this? Cut out all the bad things I said about myself. I'll say it wasn't funny.
I would send it to you, Jennifer, and make it get the approval before. I mark the part about 15 to 35. I would take out that. I bet that more time. No, I'll post it. I'll post it on Pembroke memories. I would send it to you before, and then you can.
No, you don't have to. It's all right. It was really, really nice. I'm glad that Jackie took the time, and us all together. I really do appreciate that. So, don't promise I'll be on every single one of these calls because I don't have a lot to talk about.
You don't have to talk. You just have to be here.
Yeah, man.
We'll do the talking.
The connection.
Be here.
Trust me, the connection special. I know my group, but trust me, I feel the connection special. I don't have the connection I want to have. Neither with a primary school or a high school connection. I just don't have that group that. So yeah. This is good.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So you, Colleen, any closing remark before I close?
I actually only lived in Pembroke fully for 7 years, but was in and out from I was a baby until, or maybe a little bit older than a baby. So I have a lot of memories of living in Pembroke during that time, and I'm happy to connect with everybody. Some people I don't remember, but you know, that's how the brain is now at this
Yeah,
age.
like a
But
party.
I will definitely try to be on, future, because Brian is gonna drag me kicking and screaming, so I might as well just come on.
Stay on top of her, man.
So, but it was nice to see everybody, and it was fun. It's a funny evening. So, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
And you, Jackie, in a closing remark before I close it out, yeah.
Okay, well, same sentiments. Really happy to have been able to really put this group together, and with the help of Brian and well everybody else who connected. And I am really hoping that that others listening to this podcast will reach out, or who we have already reached out to and haven't joined will now come on board to make it even better. And I'm sure this will also can inspire others. As they say, Lance, you and others who have their groups. It's really a good experience. Really something really special. This group.
In the end, the connection.
And this is really what life is about.
Yeah, man. Relationship and
making yes, and connecting and reconnecting. For those who from the past. So it's really good.
Without a doubt. And Brian.
Yes, sir.
Any closing remark before I close this?
Yeah, again, just so thankful to everybody who turned out tonight. I think it was just special. Everybody contributed, and don't think that you didn't. You did. It was good to hear from every single person that was here tonight. Jackie will tell you that when she and I spoke after the podcast, I told her that I was committed, and I will be there to build this group. And I think we did. And tonight definitely is a reflection of that. So thanks again, Kalina, to pull some teeth like 15 minutes before we went on. Even though she promised me but she finally she hit her home run. She came on, and I hope that I'm sure she'll realize that she's a lot more comfortable than she thought she would.
Easy, yeah. She and her sister them can come on back
podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good to see her.
If you want me to invite Angie on the next time, you can send her the link, Brian.
We'll tell her. Yeah. But more importantly, we're so thankful to have you, and you came out in full numbers and stuff. Miss Wida is normally with us as well, but she couldn't be here with us tonight.
Right.
And we understand that.
And sorry, Martin
is in Jamaica, and let him have a brief plan.
Before you close, I have one more tidbit. Remember Miss Watts? We all remember Miss Watts from 5
Yes, our teacher.
Miss Watts actually taught my nephew in the Bronx in kindergarten.
Oh.
We couldn't believe it when I went there and met her, and I hugged her because I hadn't seen her since I left 5A. But she was teaching in the Bronx when my sister was living in New York. This was years ago.
That's awesome.
My nephew is now 33.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Just I forgot that. I think I told Brian.
Yeah, you did.
That is something we can try and do enough. Get Miss Watts to join one of us.
I don't know if she's alive. I mean, this was like
I think she still is, I think
maybe she retired.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she probably would have
in the Bronx at the time. So and she remembered, and we hugged her, and then we're like small world, full circle, right? Circle of life.
Yeah.
She taught Angie, and then she taught me, and then she ended up teaching Andreas, my nephew.
Yes. All right, respect, guys. Thank you so much. Lance, I'll let you close.
Yeah, I'm gonna close out, man. Thank you, Brian, for facilitating this. And Brian Walters, Jackie Watkins Johnson. Audrey, I can't remember the last name. Martin. Colleen Grubb. Nigel Joseph. Huh?
Colleen Grubb, yes.
I said right?
And Jennifer. Yeah, Nigel Joseph.
Nigel Joseph and Jennifer Milligan. And the people who were here before, Dwight.
Martin.
Bishop Roland. Dwight, who is it? Dwight. Henry? Dwight Henry. And Martin Brown. And the one them who never make it. You always can come back and join Pembroke.
Fortney.
Raymond Shaw.
And of course, Raymond would have, I'm sorry, Raymond wasn't able to join.
Raymond Shaw, right.
He would have been the treat. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. He would have lined up this big year, man.
It was a
So
pleasure.
Raymond is another story. Yeah.
You know, it was to Andre over and over.
It was a pleasure facilitating you guys tonight and hearing the conversation. And thank you, Jackie, for making this happen. Thank you, Brian, for making sure push me for some boy. I could use an easier platform tonight. And I went put out this podcast by the weekend, Jackie. When I said Jackie pictures, old pictures, new pictures, I went to
man, I will get you the photo.
I was saying the clip them will come out after the podcast. I went put on the podcast Wednesday and the clip them will come out next week. Now I'm going to clip them go before the podcast, but I'm going to do it a little different this time because the podcast already I'm going to send it out. So have a good night, and as I say, God bless Pembroke, God bless the whole way. And Bobby Fire always say, on the ball, Pembroke. That's a main program here. So
easy.
Have a good night, my brother. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Audrey, I'm going to send you a link this Sunday, Audrey, okay?
Okay, sure. Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Pembroke Members podcasts, so neither you nor your friends will miss another memorable conversation. Thank you. Thanks for listening to Pembroke Members podcast. And remember to give us all the support you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. A special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, I would not be able to do what I love doing every week, having memorable conversation about Pembroke. Thanks. The views expressed by guests on this podcast are their own, and their appearances on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. While we will not add to statements made by a guest, we reserve the right to exclude statements or remarks that might be considered inflammatory. Thank you.